What is up, you heathens and demons, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to the Raging Atheist. Decided to go ahead and start when I was going to start originally. Still got the burn, still burned out. It's been pretty bad since the show this morning. I've been really, really burned out. Stupid echo. All right, fix that. So I sent a link to this one guy already. We'll get some links sent out. And what's up, this one
Yo,
guy? What's up, man?
not much. Getting ready to head out for wakes.
So,
Get another one done.
You're the first one I sent a link to. So
Well, I'm special. Thank you.
yeah, you're special. I'm was just
Special lad.
talking about my burn. I'm still burned out. So it'll be nice to have other people to talk and not have to do all the talking. And I can sit here and put my logo up and get high.
I feel you, man. I wish I could get burned out like that, but I am. But never mind. Never mind. But yeah, how have you been? It's been a while since we last spoke.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. Just finally got a job. Just waiting for that to start. And
Oh yeah, that's good.
yeah, pretty much penniless. Sure, Aaron's charity. I'll shoot you a link. And we'll get some other links sent out. Good. Aaron's chair is gonna come in because I didn't talk to her today like I was planning on. Like I said, this burn has been real, man. I'm so burned out, and I'm trying to do another show tomorrow. And right now on Patreon, I got a poll up, and right now on what should I focus on next week between the NIFB. Man, my phone is blowing up. Like, Will, are you having a hangout and wanting to come in my hangout at the same time? What the fuck's up with that? I'll send you a link. You better come in, bitch. So what was I saying? Shit.
About Patreon.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a poll up about Colt Bunnies or NIB next week. Colt Bunnies is winning, and I think that's going to be a good thing. So if you're on my Patreon, vote on that. Patreon will have their way when it comes to what I focus on next week. And if you would like to be on Patreon and have that power over me, then you could become a patron. The description is in the link. So what's up, this one guy? Talk while I get some links sent out.
Oh, not much. Just been busy. Been reading poetry on my channel. Been trying to get people to send in their poems so I can read them online. I had what's his name? Jim Majors. I believe that's his last name. The one that went off with Praise I Am. I think Jesus is Lord. Disciples of Kairos is his YouTube channel, and he gave me one of his poems to read. Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
He'll be on the GDC with me tomorrow night.
Nice. But yeah, I've been trying to do some karaoke. I got a copyright claim on my channel. It's not like a copyright strike. It's just like the user, the owner of the content. Like, I guess I didn't know that I couldn't sing. I can still sing it, but they might put ads on my channel so they can get money for my karaoke.
Yeah. That shit'll happen, dude. That shit'll happen.
So as long as I don't get a strike, I think I'm fine. They're like, don't worry about it. You're okay. I'm like, okay, good. I don't have to worry.
Who else did I tell? Oh, I said I'd send John a link. And Will.
Oop, my car, sorry.
Man, I got so many emails. It's like fucking insane, dude. It's crazy. One of these days I'll make a list of people just to send out links to.
Yeah, a mass sending. Come, gather! All who have a ear, let them hear. The hangout is open.
There's Will, and then we'll get over to Twitter and shoot Aaron's chair a link. There she is. All right.
Yeah,
all right. I think that's everybody. If I forgot somebody,
I've been trying to pass down the trend of the NIFB instead of calling them independent. I've been calling them the New Islamic Fundamental Baptist.
Oh, PPF works so much better.
Really, I like that. They seem to get triggered by that one. Like I'm getting, they don't like that one. I'm like, but it's so true. I'm like, think about it in the sense. I know Islam is trying to do reform in some places, which is awesome, and I hate throwing them under the bus like that too, just cause. But still, people are like, well, whatever. So I'm just going out with it right now.
We'll send Marty a link. All right, yeah, I'm slowly waking up. Like I took a nap, so I'm in one of those
funks,
funks, yeah. Like, man, I can't wake up to save my life. I'm still in my shit clothes, just lounging around.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I've had
What?
kittens to deal with
Well,
on my channel. So I've been doing with baby kittens. Will, do you ever change clothes, dude? Like the last time you went on a live stream, I swear you were wearing the same shirt.
Who, me?
No, Will.
No, I move around a lot, so I have like 3 outfits that I just wash.
I know you. I
You
was
just
like, I
wear
know.
the same thing. It's cool.
I was like, I know you ain't talking to me. Sometimes I wear 5 shirts a day if I'm making videos.
No, I
Yeah, I
make
do
sure
that if
that
I get
every
sweaty.
day when I make sure that if I'm doing a show, I wear my merch just so that people are constantly aware that it is for sale. So
Yeah, because you're up to what, like 105 subs, and you got merch.
it was 106, and yeah, it was 106, and then I think Brett Keane unsubscribed. So, whoops.
I'm fucking with you,
I'm
man.
almost 800 now.
Yeah, what's up, Aaron's chair?
Oh, God bless.
I'll actually get back to the hangout. There Marty is. All right. There she is. I've got like 190 something, 172 emails I got to go through to find anybody at this point.
Man,
All right.
that's a lot. I had some interesting news. I get most people probably already know this, but like I go on Funny Junk a lot, and I actually found Nephilim Free on there trolling like hardcore, not acting Christianly, and I made a video of it. I was like so stoked to find this information out because I'm new to this whole thing. So I guess some people already knew, but I was like, what? It was amazing, yeah.
So Will,
Yeah.
so I got your text message. I think it was yesterday, and I've been just like so busy. I haven't been responding to like anybody's text messages. Not even my family members and shit. Yeah, AR, I'll send you a link. But you sent me a funny text message. NIFB is attacking Brett Keane. Explain,
Yep. And if that's confirmed.
and I want to laugh about it after you explain.
Brett Keane got a channel strike on his chat about Jim Anderson and how he needs to tone down the rhetoric, and how some other people involved around the NIFB need to tone down their rhetoric around homosexuals. Like, man, that's fucking hateful. You can't be saying kill the gays and shit or something akin to that. And then he just got a strike on his channel, which, whatever you think about Brett Keane, is still fucking scummy to like.
Why did you get a strike on his
give somebody a channel? Hate speech. And I've seen that video, and believe it or not, there was definitely no fucking hate speech in that video. Brett Keane went through all of his stuff and got rid of like a whole bunch of stuff because he was trying to like send a point, like he's done with YouTube and stuff, like with all the rules and all the the vague terms of service and stuff. So and he had to get rid of basically everything I was into for obvious reasons. But yeah, that was the long and short of that. That is fucked up.
So how is the
Like,
NIFB attack? Like he's like Matt Powell's. I mean, he has completely endorsed Matt Powell. Has had Matt Powell's back several times. Has endorsed Matt Powell's rhetoric when it comes towards the LGBTQ. So I don't understand why the NIFB would be attacking him.
Oh, okay, so what they're doing is they're going through basically channel filtering by most recent upload, and they're going through anything that had NIFB as a tag. And then what they're doing is they're listening to as much of the video, I guess, as they can stand, and listening for. They're basically acting like their own personal algorithm, and they're going through anything that has that NIFB in the tags and doing copyright strikes and stuff. There's been a bunch of people on YouTube affected, but yeah, I guess Brett Keane is among them now.
Oh, so they're going on a flag campaign now. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, if you have enough NIFB in the tags and you've uploaded a video recently, that is what they're doing. They're just using.
I've uploaded a bunch, and I haven't gotten any strikes except for the one that was for pumpkins that the NIB members themselves attacked me.
Yeah, well, so they just started this a day or two ago, as far as I know. I don't know who's telling them to do this. Did one of their streams get shut down?
Are you talking about the fucking
Make America
Massa
Great
conference
Again?
today? Yeah. There was an army of people on a Discord server that shut it down.
Oh, they were streaming it, right?
Oh,
Or somebody
The Make America Straight Again stream that was on tonight, they shut it down.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping they wouldn't, so
yeah,
we
one
could.
of the kind of one of the.
Yeah, I was hoping they wouldn't either. I wanted the coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, this is
that's
what I was
exactly why.
talking
I mean, I recorded everything on OBS that I can get, so
To use
Cool.
my
You're always
Xbox
the one to
game.
go
Oh,
to.
sorry.
If I need coverage, JR is the one to go to.
I'm wearing my stupid fucking hat in homage to Atheist Rationale's stupid fucking hat today because I heard he was coming on, so I quick put my stupid.
I have to
hat
wear
on.
these stupid fucking hats because my headphones are broken as shit.
Yeah, dude. My ears are like bruised from wearing these headphones all the time.
That's a pretty nice green screen you got there. It'd be a shame if someone were to edit something behind your personage.
Not make me. I mean, let's do this.
You got like that's what I do. You know, I do the
I'm gonna
same
post that.
thing.
I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make me a meme. Let's do this. I'm gonna get it now.
I've
That's
got
awesome.
a green screen. I've got a green screen, but I never use it as a green screen. Now it's just a solid color backdrop for everything else. This is actually the last
the other
video.
day.
Yeah, this is the last live stream that I'm doing in this location with whatever the fuck this collage is behind me.
Like everything about your stream, Will, is ghetto. I'm just saying. Like everything.
I know.
Speaking of-
It's like I'm a broke motherfucker, and I have been for a while. So what I've done is I've excused it. I'm going for like an iDubbbz Filthy Frank kind of motif. Like, yeah, my videos are shitty, but it's definitely on purpose.
Well, have you ever
All
watched
right.
any of the reincarnations of fucking Filthy Frank? Do you know who Lotus is?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
The channel's great.
It's great, but it doesn't have the same kind of. I don't know.
Claire?
You
Like, I
can't
watched it-
copy Filthy Frank. If you're copying Filthy Frank, you're doing something wrong. You got to do it your own way. That's why I don't like
It's like
Filthy Frank too.
it's like Coke Zero. It's like all the Filthy Frank without any the dank.
I have a quick question. Is my avatar
Mhm.
a cartoon version of me?
It is honestly,
It
I kind of
is.
dig it.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
stupid.
Yeah.
I think you should get rid of it.
I think you should burn in hell for saying that. My friend Drawfag drew that, and I paid him commission because I love it so much.
You
So I was
paid
just
for
making
that?
sure.
Always.
You got
I
robbed.
did. I paid for that.
You got.
I did not
robbed.
get robbed. You should see some of his
Always.
work. And I
My
love
daughter
it.
could draw better than that.
Hey, I paid for my little logo thing. Like, hold on, let me just turn.
I'm
off my
just
camera.
I just mess with this one guy. So let's get on topic. All right, so I got like 2 NIFB experts in the room, and so let's talk some NIFB. I know Marty is wanting to speak some NIFB, so yeah, let's get on topic. So they started their conference today. We just found out that the conference the stream got shut down. Disappointing, but so what you been up to, AR? And I know Aaron's Cherry, you just had a video out recently, didn't you?
I just did a video on Damien and his claims about
Raz
depression
cameo.
recently.
Yeah, I still have to check that one out.
It was a pretty good video. There were some audio issues, but that doesn't matter. It was still awesome.
So
Audio
was me.
issues in YouTube is like a thing.
that was on
Exactly.
me. I was pulling from my laptop instead of my nice lovely
Microphone?
mic.
That can do it.
Yeah, like I know if I don't switch my mic settings, and I'm still trying to figure it out from going from a live stream to making edited videos, my
If the
audio
content-
gets jacked up. It gets jacked.
If the content is good enough, the audio doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well, unless it's, not hearable. The video is great. Everybody should check it out when they get
Yeah.
the chance.
I was gonna say like my volume is always too low because I always have stupid headphones on. I'm thinking, oh, it sounds beautiful and perfect. Then I go back to listen on my TV. And it's like, I can't hear a damn thing. What's wrong?
Yeah, no,
Why does the Lord hate me?
I basically have to blow my ears out to have good audio on these streams. Like it's so loud in my ears, it's insane.
I don't wear headphones.
That's what I need to start doing. But this stupid microphone is weird. It's like it shuts everything down, all audio. Damn this microphone and my stupid computer. But
So I can't wear earbuds.
yeah, that's what I need. Well, I do have earbuds, but they're super low. I need to get some new ones.
Well, I can't wear earbuds because I have tubes in my ears, and I can't find the USB for my headphones to work because they're wireless.
Oh yeah. I used to have tubes in my ears when I was a kid, and I think my ears are just big, so these headphones kill me.
I got my tubes February.
Shit. Yeah, I had mine for spinal meningitis. All through childhood.
Mine are I am hearing impaired. I was a deafie.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, I had a hearing test a few years back, and I was on the verge of major hearing loss. So I'm sure at this point wearing these headphones, it's just whack now.
You should really start lowering down the volume because even at working places, people who work in like factories, they don't realize the risks they're doing with all the loud noises that they do. So it's really important to take care of your ears because you don't want to lose that. That sucks.
Yeah, it's the thing about getting old. This one guy, you'll figure that out.
Like my right ear is already going halfway deaf. Like I thought it was because I was sick, but no, it turns out like it's muted. It's like really muted. And it's like I can barely hear out of it now.
I'm glad you're here,
freaking out.
Because you was in the stream when Jesus is Lord denounced the NIFB, were you not?
Oh no, I think he is NIFB. I just heard him
I think so, dude. He's been passing around that unless he's trolling hardcore, which is not cool because he's messing with emotions now.
Yeah, like we were in a stream where he literally was like, "No, that's wrong. What they say is wrong." And then what? When was it yesterday? AR, you sent me that about Jesus is Lord.
It was yesterday because I've been watching him in any chat that I get in, and then I take screenshots of like the crazy shit he says. Like the other day, he said amputees can be healed by by prayer or whatever, which I thought was pretty great. But I kept asking him because I went and looked at his liked videos playlist, because if you go and look at people's liked videos, you can learn a lot about like what they really believe in stuff.
That's why I keep mine hidden.
Anyways, he has tons of Steven Anderson content that he likes. So I asked him if he agreed with their capital punishment thing. And then after asking him a ton of times and he just kept dodging the question, he finally says to me, AR, who cares? They will have their event, the gospel will be preached, and people will be saved. You can't stop God, Masa.
Dude, that was on my channel. That pissed me the hell off because he knows I don't like that.
And maybe that's
disrespect me like that, but I told him not to do it again on my channel. I'm like, don't bring that there.
Oh, for sure. Sorry.
Maybe you should call him out and not let him be two-faced as fuck when the raging atheist is up in the stream with him, asking him, man to man.
I got to make a clarification very quick. Now, obviously that's not really concrete enough to like say whether or not he's like one of the YouTube personalities for the group, but it raises a lot of questions.
It raises a lot of red flags. I'm also still working on that Twitter list for you.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need to talk to Aaron about Aaron and AR about what y'all know about the homeschooling program. How I really want to get into specific with it, so I need to track down some of their material.
They have sermons and documentaries I can link you to.
If I could interject real quick, I just stepped in the room and I think I have a cogent point here.
Go for it, John.
I think that the greatest indictment of homeschooling is named Guzman 1611. I think if you want to see the homeschooling is a shit system, just go into chat and talk to Guzman for 5 minutes.
Well, not all homeschooling.
I've been seeing him say the craziest thing in chat rooms and after chat rooms lately. It fucking breaks my heart. The kid's like, what, 14 years old? And he's out there saying, let's put a bunch of gay people in a room and then blow it up. And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that was from the Ben the Baptist live stream, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, even today, and like we were recording the chat and the stream.
Well, yeah.
And then-
Before I got into the live chat today, he was in here with his homophobia, and the mods were timing him out. And I'm like, dude, all you have to do is not be a dick, and you won't get timed out.
See, he
Well, you know,
probably doesn't
Lisa-
even know it's
Lisa-
a racial slur or some not racial, but a slur. My bad, I'm an idiot.
Lisa
You're
for
breaking up
truth.
this one guy.
Yeah, Lisa for Truth at one point said to Guzman, "Hey, that's hate speech." And Guzman's response was, "No, it's in the Bible." Well, guess what, Guzman? It's in the Bible and it's fucking hate speech.
Yeah, yeah, just like
Oh yeah,
the
while we're
Bible
on
doesn't
this
make it.
subject,
What up, Will?
while we're on the subject of Guzman, the invitation's still open. It's unfortunately, hilariously, the Gmail is willoftheatheist@gmail.com, no spaces.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead and
ironic as
fucking
fuck.
send
Will the
Oh, no.
atheist?
If you have him on
Will-
there, dude, just remember
Yeah.
he's 14.
Well, Will
Yeah.
said no. Will said no spaces, but he forgot the exception is the space between his ears.
Yeah, and watch your back with Guzman, man, because Guzman will be nice to your face and say nice things to you, and then go and do his propaganda against you. I mean, he is brainwashed. I still have hope for the kid, and he's 12. He's 12 years old. So he's probably one of the saddest instances of the NIFB, and anybody like him. He's not the only one, because Matt Powell put 3 or 4 different kids Guzman's age up there preaching that hate shit. And I know that they all do it. They all get their kids to do it. And, you know, this is one of the worst things about the NIFB.
If he comes on the show, trust me, you guys won't be disappointed, because I got a couple of ideas. Don't worry, Guzman, we're not gonna fucking railroad you, but let's just say I've got somebody who's you ever hear a turn of phrase, pick on someone your own size? Well, I've got someone your own size that I'd like you to meet, and I think
Did you get Gregory?
Oh, snap.
Yeah, did you get Gregory? That's what I was.
Gregory
just
done
saying.
beat his ass.
I saw part of that.
Hey, does anybody remember, it's been on YouTube for years, for maybe 15, 20 years ago, this little kid about Guzman's age, and they're on Oprah or the Phil Donahue show or something, and this kid is standing up in front of the office, in front of the audience, screaming all this hateful shit from the Bible and
It was
about gay
Oprah.
people.
I saw it today.
Was it Oprah? Yeah.
It was
That,
Oprah.
that
Not the
Guzman,
Oprah thing, but-
yeah, Guzman
like that.
reminds me of that kid, man. I mean, that's who I think of when Guzman's talking in chat.
It's really hard to, with the shit that comes out of Guzman's mouth, it's really hard to look at him and go, he's fucking 12. It's really hard for me to, in my head to say, I can't curse this fucking kid out, because he's literally a kid. Because I call Matt Powell a kid. Fuck him, I'm twice his age.
Is he really
But he's
12?
an
I
adult.
thought he was
No, he's
14.
He's 12. He might be 13, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
well,
he's
he
12.
might have turned 13 recently, but yeah, when he
Yeah.
was on my channel, he was definitely still 12.
It's
Oh
hard
yeah,
to look
2
at him
years
and go,
happened in a couple of months. You didn't know?
it's hard to look at him and go, God, he's a fucking,
Well, Marty,
He even looks younger than that. He looks so frail. Like he looks like you could literally just snap him in half, and he's getting on stage saying all this hateful
Yeah,
shit about
right?
gay people. You know, it's
shit,
weird.
Nakasuchi, you could probably snap him in half if he was twice that size, man.
Yeah.
You're a fucking giant.
Yeah, it hasn't been much of a problem.
Somebody
in
in
my
the
life.
chat's like,
But
I
here's
am
the thing.
12.
Let me throw this analogy at Marty. Okay, so yes, kids are kids. Okay, but there are instances in the penal system when a kid does something so heinous they get charged as an adult. Okay,
Exactly.
so in this situation, you know, at first I was with you. Hey, he's 12. Take it easy. But at this point, it's no. Guzman, you're a fuckstick. Okay.
Yeah, gloves off now.
Oh yeah,
Gloves
like
are
listen.
off now.
I mean, me and AR have seen the chat. I mean, Guzman pretty much brought
He's the victim.
everybody.
I'm not going to
into
look at it any
into
other
my
way
chat
because
that
of his
night.
age.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Guzman wasn't one of the people that flagged my video for the sexy pumpkins, which, you know, it is what it is. I don't have no hate. You know, they got the raging atheist, but yeah, he's not an innocent little 12-year-old kid
No.
anymore in my book. He's an NIFB fucktard. He needs to be treated like an NIFB fucktard. I still have hope for him. But yeah, I mean, I saw the chat. I saw his comments about throwing gay people in houses and blowing it up. I saw him telling them about the raging atheist chat and bringing all those fucktards over into my chat. So he's probably part responsible for the fucktard that came to my Facebook page, my personal one, not the raging atheist Facebook page, but my personal Facebook page, and made fucking disparaging comments towards me and my daughter. So yeah, fuck Guzman. I pretty much
That's
had it.
not-
I had to delete my Facebook because I didn't want to get doxxed and like have my family targeted and shit. I saw a couple of things from Tom and McMurtry where like they have people that will go out and dox people, and then they'll have people that will go and physically intimidate them in real life. So
Yeah,
like,
I wish they'd come up in the Battle Creek because they'd have a surprise. Wait, we are a clan up in this bitch, and I don't run alone.
I
I'm
heard
in
that.
but I'm not going to let them get to my family. That's all I'm saying.
I heard that shit got shut down today down in Florida. Their stream.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed.
Yeah, it
about
did.
that. I wanted to be covered. I wanted coverage. I wanted to see because I know Knock, you would have
There's-
did a thing on it, right?
Yeah, I wanted it too, but I'm hoping that people are getting coverage of the protest mainly.
That's what I want to see.
That's
too.
what I really want. So hopefully, we'll have some of that tomorrow.
I mean, do you
Hey,
really?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, John.
All I wanted to say real quick was shout out to Maynard Saves in the chat, man. He said hi to me and Knock. So just want to say.
Oh yeah, what's up, Maynard?
What's
and
up, Maynard?
Tasha, everybody. I don't have Streamlabs going, so I don't see how many people's up in here.
Oh, I didn't even notice Lady Tasha was in there. Hey, Lady Tasha.
I mean, do we really think that the turnout on the NIFB hatred side was as fucking massive as they think it was going to be?
Nah,
I mean,
it was like less than 100 people.
That's what I'm saying. Was it really going to be like a fucking pride parade? Was it going to be 50, maybe 100 people tops? Like,
We got to remember this is the
But
first
even
night.
then, like that's still a very concerning amount, though.
but I
It's
mean,
the first night,
compared
and
to
people are still flying in.
I don't think it's going to grow to the fucking massive level.
Tell Raz I said hi.
I think the fact that Steven Anderson is going to be there might actually end up bringing a lot. We'll see tomorrow. I think.
I think.
We'll see the
Hey, do you think that these people are getting any particular joy out of the fact that their acronym is MASA?
Yeah, I made that point in one of my streams.
Oh,
I don't know
did
what
you?
you mean.
Are they subliminally trying to be racist fucks?
Right, yeah.
Oh, no.
At this
What?
point, I don't think they care.
I don't
Oh, go ahead, AR.
I don't understand why is that like racist?
Here, you take Necro.
It's massa. You know what the slaves.
Because of because of like the movies, the movies back in the 30s and shit when they,
Yes, massa.
and
Yes.
yeah, right, yeah.
All right, yeah, now I see what you mean. That one just flew right over my head.
That's kind of a stretch.
We're old school history buffs. I think they teach history differently now. I think they kind of whitewash history now to where us old fuckers we got the hard truth when we were going through school.
I had to wait till high school to finally get like the real truth when it came to history. Yeah, they watered things down a lot. They didn't talk about like, Native American genocide, any of that stuff. It was, happy Thanksgiving. We ate with the Indians.
Oh,
Yeah, I just found out that
Trail of
a
Tears.
lot of schools are saying that the Trail of Tears was like a voluntary displacement program.
Fucking really?
Fucking God.
Yeah.
Oh, my high
Nothing
school
voluntary
said the
about
same
it.
thing.
It was an involuntary genocide program.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Semantics.
Tears of happiness, don't you know?
Every history teacher needs to be like that teacher from Recess with the glasses. She's great.
All right, I'm gonna step away and fill up my soda. Y'all talking IFB. We got two experts here, so this is rare. Let's get into it.
Well, I've been tracking. Casey gave me a church in I think it's called Iola Baptist Temple, and I commented on one of their videos where they were talking about like their soul winning project, and I was like,
No, soul winning.
yeah, I was like, why don't you just leave people alone? Why you gotta go door to door and fucking bother people? Just kitty.
The whole thing about soul winning is it's about reinforcing the followers' beliefs.
I mean,
it's
but
not really
you're not
part of it's
converting
cult
anybody.
recruitment, but that's not really it.
So, he actually in the video of how great soul winning is. They had this ridiculously set up fucking Steven Anderson thing where Steven Anderson went to someone's house and Steven Anderson's prayer was what got this guy saved. And I said something, I was like, do you guys associate with Steven Anderson? And, he's a hate preacher, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, I don't think they're quite NIFB. They're pretty homophobic, but I don't think they're quite NIFB. At least not yet.
If they're on the new IFB webpage, they're NIFB.
They're on the, there's a webpage?
Any church that you were given by her, yeah.
Because I've listened to a couple of their sermons, and they haven't really said anything like kill everybody. And I mean, he did say something like, we believe men and women are for men and women, and we don't approve of marriage or gay marriage.
I don't think all of them are as extreme, but
they're
they
not
have a
quite
central doctrine that they need to follow. And then there was tons of pastors at that conference tonight. I'm not sure if you noticed. Like,
I didn't see any footage. If there is any, I haven't seen anything, and I'm kind of
okay, you're honestly better off because it was really fucking hard to listen to. I had to like drown it out by trolling the chat.
Where did you see? You don't have it anymore, AR, do you? Because
I have it. It's currently getting uploaded to a couple of drives that I have.
Do you email it to me? You still have my email, right?
I think probably not.
You just emailed me something a couple weeks ago.
Then I probably still have it.
All
I'm
right,
just bad with emails. I usually use Twitter, to be honest.
I hate Twitter.
Twitter's so easy.
Yeah, Twitter's kind of a cesspool right now anyways, so maybe avoid it.
But hey, Knock,
it's always a cesspool, right?
Yeah, I was watching the other day. I was watching Kent Hovind and GE go at it. So I decided to send more like GE destroy Kent Hovind. So I sent James an email because I wanted to sit down with Matt Powell and have a conversation, not a debate, because I don't debate, but a conversation about his stance on homosexuality and whatever, just a conversation with this fuck. So apparently because they disagree on some things, James said that him and Matt Powell decided to go their separate ways.
Yeah, which is smart at this point.
The NIFB does these like purity tests to see how loyal somebody is, and if you don't fit their purity test, they tend to
What does the test entail?
You are all in or all out. There is no in between. You have to be 100%.
I'm gonna have to bait that preacher then, Rocky something or other. I'm gonna have to see what more information I can pump out of him.
Sick the NIFB Jesus at them.
He was really skirting the issue, like he was really like, well, we just go with what the Bible says, and we don't think anybody should be killed.
Really? The book of Leviticus completely disagrees with you.
Yeah, well, the book of Leviticus says everybody should be killed for fucking everything, but I don't see any of them fucking rounding up fucking people who eat shrimp.
I mean, isn't there like a thing in their holy book where it's like, don't wear mixed fabrics, but they're all wearing polyester mixed suits, and I'm like,
and it's maybe 2 to 4 verses away from man shall not lie with man as with woman, blah blah blah. So
disobeying your mother and father.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick? Does anybody know? I know who Cupcake is, but Sydney V says Cupcake only talks to Titty Sprinkles now. Who's Titty Sprinkles?
That's his friend in the video response to Mr.
Oh, okay.
Ocean started calling them Sprinkles.
Titty Sprinkles are always on top of the cupcake.
That's great.
So are you? Wait a minute. When you say Titty Sprinkles, are you trying to say that at times he wears a pearl necklace?
I cannot deny that accusation.
You know what? I'll bet Matt is fucking filthy.
I don't know. I think somebody should ask him.
I'll bet he's fucking filthy. While he's over here telling us all reprobates and all that, I'll bet he's fucking filthy. I'll bet his porn is fucking the worst.
I called a reprobate
just
this morning.
Hey, just real quick as an aside. 20 years ago or more, me and my 2 sisters were at the bar I worked at. I was off. I wasn't working. We were having a drink. And ZZ Top, she wore a pearl necklace, comes on the jukebox. And she's like, I don't understand the song. And I said, well, it's not about a real necklace. It means that he shot it all over her chest. And she's like, and I said, yeah, it means that when he, he shot it all over her chest, a pearl necklace. And so she's like, that can't be what that's about. I'm like, man, you're so naive. You probably think Brown Eye Girl is about an eye.
I did not know that about ZZ Top song.
Oh yeah, that's what it means.
And there goes my innocence for the day.
I'm sorry.
You just totally gave me
okay then.
A Cult of Dusty moment. Like Cult of Dusty will be going on and he'll start talking about porn and And I was like, oh my gosh, Dusty, why? Why? I didn't need that image in my brain.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and bait that some more info of that preacher because he was kind of like he didn't quite say. Yeah,
They might not do it until they have a sermon.
So, from what my understanding is what they like to do is they like to go, let me just kind of. We're not in church. We're trying to bring you into the church. We're going to be nice. We're not going to tell you everything straight off the top of the
Love
bat.
bomb.
And then
Yeah.
And then as soon as you're in the church and everything, that's when they go full in with the kill the homosexuals and everything else. And it's
Well, I can't get to their church because they're over there and I'm over here. So
only meaning to walk in sheep's clothing.
I'm sure I can find one in Georgia. I'm sure I can find an NIFB church in Georgia.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could.
I watched like 5 minutes of their stream today, and inside of that 5, not even taking the whole 5 minutes, the preacher that was up there ranting and raving, he started talking about. And first he had to mention pedophiles, and then he went on to mention gay people, and then he had to mention bestiality, and then he mentioned trans people. It's like he mentioned like one class from the LGBT community, and then he had to like bookend it with all this other unrelated shit that they want to try and conflate with being gay and being trans.
Yeah, I wish I would have got it. Are they going to try to stream again tomorrow?
Yeah, it's all weekend. They're going to be streaming. If it's not on the channel that it was today, it's going to be on Framing the World.
Framing the World? That's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah. And he just enlisted all of his videos, too. So that's kind of interesting.
All right. I'll hit you up tomorrow and find out where it's at for sure, because I need to get some of it myself and cover it. Hopefully we get some of the protests. I'd really like to see some of the protests. I know Holy Kool-Aid's down there, so hopefully he's getting a lot of footage.
Holy Kool-Aid is going to be safe.
I hope so
working
too.
Really hard to keep the protests safe, but like they want to fucking do shit. So
I'm also going to be getting some footage from some people. So
yeah, that's awesome, because I wish I could be down there.
Who did we lose?
Marty.
Somebody just said that they were going to leave and come back, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's Marty.
Well, I mean,
You know what I was thinking?
like that kind of
Wouldn't-
radical, but I don't think they're really going to try and like shoot anybody there, because if they do, then that becomes a criminal issue.
Yeah, I hope not. But it's like McMurtry, Steven Anderson. They've been pretty much hinting at it. Hey, stand your ground, stand your ground. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't happen.
It's not just that though. Every counter protest that I've seen video of, they always meet it with assault rifles.
Yeah, and if you watched Ocean's latest video, he talks about the news footage that was just atrocious. But one of the things that really stuck out to me was that there wasn't going to be a heightened police presence. So that has me a bit worried for the protesters. So hopefully the protesters got some police presence to come with them.
There's also going to be a protest group that's filled with like Antifa people.
Oh shit! Antifa's going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
it's gonna get violent. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
I've been on both groups and they're trying to say to keep it peaceful, but I just don't know, because a lot of people got kicked out of the.
I tried to support Antifa for years. I just didn't. They're not what the right says they are, but they're violent and they're gonna go in there and they're gonna start violence. That's what they.
And you know what? That's the worst thing that the people opposing these fucking bigots can do, because they're calling for the government to kill people. And so
and Antifa will provoke it. They will sit there in their face and they will provoke it.
And so if the counter argument to these racist bigots that want the government to kill people go in there and cause shit, it diffuses from the idea that, hey, they're the bad ones, they're the bigots, they're the ones calling for people to be murdered. It shouldn't meet that with violence, because then it just it just doesn't look good.
You should meet it with the example you want to set.
Exactly.
And Antifa, the good thing about Antifa is they're usually relegated to Portland and Oregon area. But I mean, it's good and bad news because if Antifa is going to be in Florida to protest, that means that it is on a national level. So that's good news. But bad news is they're going to incite violence.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. Like, I mean, like, fuck fascists, but like, don't get people killed.
Well, yeah, and this, I mean, it's not. Well, they are for fascism in a way, I guess, because they're for government-sanctioned genocide. But it's not like they're not Nazis. Well, I guess they are in a way because they're anti-Semitic as fuck. But I can't even say. I mean, fuck. I guess Antifa should be there, but just don't incite violence. Sorry, I keep muting my fucking mic because I'm smoking weed.
Since I moved, I quit. I've been having the most vivid ass dreams lately.
Oh, you know what?
Quitters
When
never
I quit,
prosper.
when I quit after years of smoking, and that's what happened to me too. Like I just started having all these like fucking vivid ass fucking dreams, and like dreams where I could like take control of it inside the dream and do what I wanted.
Where did Will go? Did Will leave? Will, what are you doing?
No, I'm still here, but every time I try to jump in, I get cut off. So I was just waiting for somebody to get so high that they fall off their fucking chair or something for 2 seconds.
What are you doing in chat?
I was gonna say something.
Why'd you hide Excellence USA?
I'm talking too much. I'm sorry.
Threats of violence. I just got rid of the message.
I see the message. I don't know. It's not a threat of violence. I mean, it's a threat of self-defense.
It's borderline, and it's only because you were worried about your
right-wing
channel.
gunfucker here, and I'm like the left-wing anti-gunfucker here, and I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. What are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, it was borderline. So I was like, I better just hide that just in case, because YouTube is yeeting people off the platform for things that people say.
Yeah, well, no, I hear what you're saying. I appreciate it. Yeah, Excellence USA. Let's not talk about killing nobody. Please.
You're talking about if they try to kill them back. Are you talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. That's why I didn't say it, because I don't want I don't want the algorithm to tag his video either. And right now, the NIFB are looking for any reason to fuck somebody over.
Well, here, let me fix that then. See, all it's saying is you have a right to defend yourself. It's not very eloquent, but that's all it's saying is you have a right to defend yourself.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I would urge protesters, though, even if you think that they're coming to harm you, just leave. Try not to defend yourself unless you absolutely have to. That would be my thing, is keep it peaceful right up until the moment when they're right up in your face about to punch you, and then do what you gotta do.
Well, and unlike the stand your ground, I'm sorry, unlike the stand your ground law states, in most states you have an obligation to get away from a confrontation. In other words, if you can just turn your back and walk away from it, you have the obligation to do that.
Yeah, and I'm all about that too, and that's what worries me about.
It's only if it's presented. I think if it's only presented in the instance, if there's not an opportunity to present it to where you can walk away, then that's where the issue lies. You have to have that opportunity, and if you don't get that opportunity, then that's where it gets muddy.
See, the problem with Florida though is it's not that cut and dry. Like you could just like make the claim that you felt like your life is threatened and get away with it, and that's the problem. That's why we keep telling everybody like it's probably best not to protest in person. Like we don't want something like Pulse happening a second time.
Well, I think, well, hopefully, if you get past all the bluster that NIFB with the national spotlight on them right now are going to be smart enough not to do any violence. Maybe if it hadn't blown up to the proportions that it has, but like as I put on the stream this morning, this cop, this NIFB cop made the Washington Post. It's national news, so hopefully they're just smart enough. And hopefully the protesters keep it nonviolent. But with Antifa there, that's a whole new ball game because that's not Antifa's motive. That's not what they do.
Let me ask you this, Nakasuchi. If the police station that this cop worked at, if they saw that sermon that he gave, do you think he should be fired over that?
Well, he was, but they didn't fire.
Oh, he was. Oh.
Yeah,
they gave him fucking paid leave.
Yeah, he's getting a severance, and they bought him out so he would leave. But as I was talking about it when I watched it back, somebody made a really good point in the chat that it would have led to a whole lot of legal issues had they fired him over his religious beliefs. That's a Constitution issue. So they pretty much were forced to buy him out, and that's a really good point. As I said in the stream, the Constitution is archaic, and we need to start looking at it because they do have constitutional protections.
That's like, go ahead.
Actually, you go first. It's going to take me a second to pick up this picture.
Okay. Well, look, all I was going to say is there was a tweet a week or two ago from somebody I follow, Topic Thunder. And if you haven't seen her channel, go check it out on YouTube.
I love her accent.
Oh yeah, and she tweeted out about how, I think it was in England or whatever, there was some kind of court case going on where, and I don't know what the result of it was, but the argument was being made that female genital mutilation is a religious right. They were trying to.
Oh.
Well, yeah, and I mean, there are religions in this world where it is a religious practice. You know, I'm wholeheartedly against it, but that's what I say. Like when we discuss freedom of religion, I don't think you have the freedom of religion in this country to mutilate females' genitalia like other countries do. So, you know, we already have, it seems, some gray areas when it comes to the freedom of religion. We need to discuss what those gray areas are and where they go too far. As I pointed out in my stream this morning, anybody in the NIFB, if they're going to advocate for the death of people, should not have these positions of authority, whether it be a police officer, a doctor, a paramedic, any of that, a lawyer, any of that, because they are not going to represent these people 100% like they would other people.
So here's something to note. The thing I was trying to bring up earlier. Their calls for violence aren't actually protected by the First Amendment. And to make matters even worse, it's actually against constitutional law. You see, they have this thing, Conspiracy Against Rights 18 USC subsection 241. This statute makes it unlawful for two or more persons to conspire to injure, threaten, or intimidate a person in any state, territory, or district in a free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured by him or her by the Constitution of the laws of the U.S. So what they're doing is unconstitutional. And
yeah, but then you do have to take into account that they're doing it from a church pulpit, and that's a whole different ballgame from anything else. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, there's a problem too. You have to. The problem with conspiracy is you have to show that they actually had the intent to conspire too.
Thank you.
Not diminishing the law, but they have to show that. But I just wanted to add on that a lot of times when it comes to public protests, one of the things that the First Amendment guarantees is the right to peacefully assemble. So certain states do not allow you, even though the state may have open carry laws and concealed carry, you may not be able to do that in a public forum or in a public, public protest.
Can't we just take the fucking NIFB to a fucking titty bar or something and get these fuckers laid? I feel like maybe they just need a stiff fucking drink.
Donnie Romero.
When Matt Powell asked me to go bowling with him, I'm like, dude, let's go to a bar. Like, you need to go to a bar. Your life needs a bar.
So
by the way,
bars.
Aaron, what were you saying?
My issue with bars, meds.
Yeah, that would
by
be.
The way,
I'm an alcoholic. I used to be, or still am.
What do you have a problem with bars?
By the way, who's that fucking clown that just came in here?
No, but what's your problem with bars? You know, bars are used for all sorts of things. You use bars, they hang shower curtains. Oh, you're talking about a different bar. I'm sorry.
No, I can't drink with all my meds. I'm not supposed to.
So just get off them.
I can't drink anymore with all my anger.
Because for whatever reason, my white blood cell count's already through freaking roof again.
Oh, jeez.
That's a good thing, isn't it? Is it?
No, I'm
it's not?
autoimmune.
Oh, well, see, I've got psoriatic arthritis, so I am too. I got autoimmune deficiency.
I got fucking lupus. Like 1 in like a million fucking dudes get fucking lupus. It's mostly
I'm at
chicks,
risk.
and Will Casey get fucking lupus.
I'm at risk for lupus because apparently my biological mother had lupus.
Yeah, if you have one, also, like I've got psoriasis and some other bullshit that I don't treat because I can't afford health insurance.
Oh, you've got
So-
psoriasis too, huh, Will?
Yeah, if you have one autoimmune disease, you usually have at least 3. So
Yeah.
Yeah, once you have one or one active, it's very easy for your body to develop more.
I wish I could afford the. I wish I could afford the Jordan Peterson carnivore diet, but it's really fucking expensive to eat steak tips and fucking T-bones every day of the week. I hear from people with autoimmune diseases, and I also have a digestive disorder too, that those things go hand in hand. If you switch to carnivore, it helps. That's what I've heard, and I'd like to try that. I tried it for a while.
Dude, don't do anything, Jordan Peterson. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, don't go.
That dude's a fraud, man.
Don't go to Jordan Peterson for dietary advice. Go to Jordan Peterson if you want some word salad. Go
Yeah,
to a dietitian for,
Dude, yeah, don't listen to Jordan Peterson for fucking medical advice. Well,
fucking clean your room, bucko.
Yeah, I wish Ocean.
He wonders why I call him a right-wing fuck.
I wish Ocean was here now to do his Jordan Peterson impersonation.
I know.
Peterson.
Yeah, where's Ocean's on his way out of the country. He doesn't listen to my orders. I told him he's not allowed. I don't know. I kind of wish I had a job that just kind of sent me out of the country, out of the blue. That'd be kind of fucking awesome.
Hey, Knock, you saw the tweet I sent out earlier. Did you watch Cirrus's video today?
Oh yeah, dude, that shit was powerful, man. I tweeted it. I put it on my Facebook.
I cried.
Of course, my family doesn't watch it because my family gives 2 fucks. Oh, he just hates God.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You tweeted it, and then I retweeted it, and yeah, I think I tagged you. I thank you for bringing that to my attention because I'm sitting out on the under the umbrella outside having my morning coffee and having a smoke, and saw your tweet, and then I went and watched the video immediately, and over 50-year-old man, I'm sitting outside my apartment house, fucking crying my eyes out. These people,
What fucking video are we talking about?
Because it was a bunch of LGBTQ people that were saying, we deserve to live, like an answer back to the NIFB, like.
Yeah, dude, it was powerful.
I'm about to link it in the chat for you.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, Will, it's definitely. I mean, all jokes aside, it's really a video that. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. It was very powerful.
Yeah,
it was something. I did it because I was like, it's not going to really. Because my family generally doesn't watch anything. I was like, it's not going to affect my family life, and then, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, they saw it.
Having attempted suicide so many times and having almost died for one reason or another so many times, I don't cry except over like dogs for some reason. Dogs are pretty much the only thing that can.
I don't cry over anything except for really sappy ass sad movies. I'm like a little girl. I don't understand it. I didn't cry at my mom's funeral, my grandma's funeral, but you put me like in front of Titanic and I'm crying like a little girl.
Nah, not even for Titanic. Just dogs. The only movie I might cry over then is like Old Yeller or something like that.
One of the movies I cry over the most, and I keep watching it. This is Moulin Rouge, and I keep watching it because I love it. But then I keep crying because I'm watching it.
How?
Yeah, I watched that one once, but yeah, I cry like every sad movie. It's like I can't watch movies with people anymore because I never know if it's gonna hit a point to where I'm gonna start fucking bawling, and then I'm like, get away from me.
Knock, is that what happened with your thing with Matt Powell? Is that why you cried? You were actually just watching Titanic?
I did.
Well, Knock, you shouldn't worry about that because nobody's ever going to say shit to a 6'5" man in tears. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well,
Going back to
the thing about Matt Powell, if you ever have a conversation with him, you'll want to cry. You just want
The
to
rest of
cry.
my family is over 6 feet tall. I'll say something to a 6 foot
Oh, yeah.
person.
Hey, listen, I did
Yeah,
3
that's the movie
hours.
that Jen with one N just said, "What dreams may come." That's a movie every single time.
Oh no,
every
I
single time.
cried with that one. But I also love Robin Williams.
Yeah, that was great. A great movie.
You keep saying that Matt Powell will make you. You keep saying that Matt Powell will make you cry, but I did 3 hours on Brett Keene's channel with Darth Dawkins and Mr. Batman. Don't tell me about your.
I give you props for that because I haven't made it 20 minutes with Darth Dawkins without cussing him out and throwing him out of my chat.
I don't even know how you stand 5 fucking minutes with a manatee.
Hey, real quick before we get too far past it, you mentioned what dreams may come.
Yeah.
Now Robin Williams was, a comedian and a crazy motherfucker, but tell me if you agree with me. Some of the dramatic roles he did, like they were pretty powerful, man. I like.
Can we just talk about
Robin Williams? I'm sorry, Will, because Robin Williams is my dude.
Yeah, no, me too. That's why can we just talk about how disgusting the new Aladdin movie is and what they did to Genie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Will Smith is half asleep for that whole fucking movie.
I can't pass judgment on it because I haven't seen it either. Sorry.
Yeah, I am intentionally waiting until it comes out on DVD in case I have to break it.
He delivers every line so deadpan. He's like half awake. Will Smith comes here every year. I'm gonna bring my fucking phone. And I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna be like, did you take Quaaludes during that? Were you on fucking that shit they gave Michael that killed him?
He's probably wore out from all of his YouTube shit, dude. Have you seen his YouTube channel? That dude is living life. He is doing everything you can imagine.
Yeah, Fortnite and Mark Ass Brownlee, right?
But no, I had to use Robin Williams because of how powerful one of Robin Williams' speech was. I had to, when I was doing my Damien video, I was like, I'm gonna borrow this because Damien has said, if you want to change your life or something and not be depressed, just change it. Rich people are depressed or something. And I was like, this is an important figure. If you want to say people aren't depressed with money, well,
yeah.
The only thing that there's one movie that when Robin Williams died, I took the day off. I did because I worked at Walmart at the time. Fuck him, I don't care. So I took the day off and I watched in a marathon. I watched every Robin Williams film made ever. I went through his entire filmography, and there was this one film. There was only one unbearable film that he did. And I can't remember the name of it. It was god awful, and he was the main character of the movie too. He was one of the background characters. No, that wasn't terrible. But
that was good.
He was like a Russian who immigrated to the United States and
the Moscow one.
So
something from Moscow. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah.
No, hey,
Good morning, Vietnam.
Life of Garth.
That movie was one of the first movies I ever went to the theater and saw.
That Robin Williams movie, Life of Garth.
First movie I went to the theater for, Lord of the Rings.
Toy Story. I've been going to the movie theater since I was 3.
Hopefully you got to
we can hear you poorly.
Okay.
My first movie, I believe, was Jurassic Park.
Get the fuck out of here, you little kid.
Well, the movie you're referring to is Life of Garth.
No.
Is that it?
This
sounded like Moscow something.
It had Moscow in the title for sure.
Yeah.
Right on that.
I don't think I ever seen that one.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it, honestly.
I had it on Hulu, so that's how I know of it.
It was the only thing
my first movie was
that was
My first movie was
Fucking
Star Wars,
boomers.
and I was in utero with my brother.
Mine was The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, hopefully you got to read the Lord of the Rings before you saw the movies.
I don't know how the fuck any of you guys remember your first movie. I was a little ass kid.
Yeah, I was 6 years old when Lord of the Rings came out.
What?
God, I'm old. I'm so old.
Atheist Rationale was 12 or something, right?
I'm 24.
Hey, man, we can have you on. You could debate Guzman. That's good. That's good shit.
I might pass,
You're like
but I'm
12,
24.
It's the Hobbit's better.
24. That's a solid age, man. Closer to 20.
I did not like the movies as much. I like the book better.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing about Lord of the Rings. So the movie-wise, the Lord of the Rings are much better than the Hobbit movies, but the book, The Hobbit, is so much better than the Lord of the Rings, in my opinion.
Hey, real quick, point of order. Moscow on the Hudson.
That's it. Thank you.
Beat you to it.
You Googled that shit, didn't you, John?
Well, of course I did.
I did too, but I beat him to it.
How did you beat me to it when I said it?
Because I just posted it in the freaking side chat.
Well, that don't count. I'm the one that said it first.
I said it in writing. If that's the only thing that counts.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, whatever. You fucking horse.
I don't know, like John's ruined it for me now.
I'm sorry.
I saw your stream with Steve McCrae the other day, John, and you showed your face for a good like 20 minutes, and now like the whole horse thing is just ruined.
I prefer the horse.
I killed it for me too.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fucking, you fucked up.
I love you though, bud.
I just fucking hit my head so hard just now. Thank God for this hat.
Who drew that avatar? This one guy.
See, no, Bicentennial Man.
A friend called Drawfang.
That's
his name.
When John was like, Patch Adams is a shitty movie, I'm like, dude, that movie made me cry like a little girl.
No. Check it out. I wasn't saying that Patch Adams was a shitty movie. I was trying to guess what Will would think was shitty.
Okay, I got you. You can't really guess what movies will find shitty. I mean, if they have any like feminism or SJW shit in there, Will's probably not going to like it.
Well, not only that, but I know if I went to Will's house and looked under his TV on the shelf, I know that there would be a bunch of Olsen twins movies.
Don't go through my movies.
Fucking physical copies anymore. What are you, fucking gay?
Hey, Will, why did TJ block me on Twitter, yo?
Don't be a reactionary, dude.
Jay blocked you on Twitter?
He blocked everybody that follows Cult of Dusty. I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking what? Why?
Oh wait, hold on. I'll message him. Hold on, I'll message him right now. Maybe we can get an answer in real time.
I gotta tell you something. Ray. Casey and Telltale say hi.
Okay.
Say what?
Casey and Telltale say hi.
Oh, okay. Man, tell him I said hi. I love Telltale and Casey. Telltale's my favorite atheist on YouTube right now.
Which Casey though? King Crocodile?
Mrs. Engineer.
No, fuck that guy.
Wait, real quick. Who blocked who on Twitter?
Mrs. Engineer. Casey, Godless Engineer's wife?
Yeah. Caitlin Chloe.
Oh, for everybody else listening, fuck Steve McRae too.
No comment. Well, fuck you, Atheist Rationale.
What's
eat a dick, bitch.
You're gonna start a fight. I'm out of this one, but y'all go for it.
I'm not part of that.
Fight. I swing.
Christian. Look at the Christian promoting a fight.
He fucking lied and defended Ian Miles Strong, who tried to attempt murder. Ian Miles Strong is a fucking white supremacist. If you can tell me why he did that, then maybe I'll change my opinion on Steve McRae.
Actually, I don't have to change your mind because you're mischaracterizing what happened. But
I'm not mischaracterizing shit.
But you can. I got receipts. But hold on. But
I got receipts. But
Atheist Rationale, you can live in your little fantasy world. I won't deny you that.
So I'm going to step in. I'm going to step in because there's no reason for this to be brought up here. This is supposed to be about the NIFB, but what the fuck ever. Okay, so if you have your criticisms of Steve or Kyle or whatever shit they're going through, go to Steve's live stream and have that talk with him. Don't bring that shit here. This is supposed to be about the NIFB. You guys are off topic so fucking much. It's infuriating.
Okay. All right.
Incredibly infuriating.
Well, here's the thing is I didn't want to talk about it either, but the fact of the matter is the Raging Atheist, whose channel I think we're on, said, go ahead, guys. But, when we're on Carlton's channel, then maybe you can tell us what the fuck.
I do agree, though. Like, I'd rather stay away from it myself.
I don't really want to talk about
it. It is an open room, so, I mean, I will let you guys fight. I know the Atheist Rationale doesn't like Steve for that one reason, and he's
Yeah.
been pretty vocal
And he's
about
the
it.
one who brought, he's the one who brought it up.
Strong, a white supremacist who tried to murder somebody by
He's the one who
swatting.
brought it. He's the one who brought it up and started.
Hey,
with the fuck
I don't
So-
know.
And
if you think I'm
I
wrong,
know
I'll
I
send
don't
you-
like Worski, but that's, I don't know much about them because I just never watched them.
Hey, listen. Just point of order to use colloquialism from Mr. Peterson here.
Raises
I
a
think-
lot of red flags.
I think that Cheshire Vic said it best when she famously said, "Eat a dick."
Yeah, I just said that like a minute ago. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about that specifically, and then we can get, because I do want to get back to the NIFB. Are you and Chesh good? Because I see she's going to be on tomorrow night, right? So like, is she going to be like coming in like John eat a dick right from the get?
She was on that stream the other night after Red Rhetoric stream.
Wait, what
GDC.
time is she supposed to be? What time is she supposed to be on your show? Because she's booked for my show too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
That's 10 o'clock tomorrow night, dude.
Oh, okay. So we're not double booked. Okay, that's fine. I was like, what the fuck?
When is your show, Will?
It's at 8. So.
All right, I might come in.
All right. That sounds good.
We'll see how bad my ears hurt.
Is that 8 your guys' time or
Focus kinda
7
broken
my
after
time?
Listening to 3 hours of hate speech today. I'm sorry.
It's Eastern. Who's in the lineup? So I got Brett Keane, maybe. I know I've got
He won't
Cheshire
go.
Vic. Guzman, if he emails me. And again, I put that in the chat, so go ahead and fucking do that. Or if somebody's got his email, I'll email him in case he didn't see it and he.
So if Guzman's going to be there, I have to be good.
Guzman. No,
you don't have to be anything. My channel's
I'm
not
gonna
like
scream you're
that.
a kid.
He's a 12-year-old kid, dude. You do want to dance lightly with him on your channel.
Yeah, that can run into terms of service shit.
Yeah, you're
I'm not worried about.
you're talking a minor.
Yeah, I'm not worried about terms of service though.
Hey,
As long as it's
That's why I stopped having him on my channel.
Hey, AR, I love you,
no.
man. We can disagree on something. You're still cool, you know.
Yeah, I don't have any bad blood with you. Like I said,
and that's why I wanted you guys to argue it out, because I do want to get back to the NIFB, but this is something that is in our community right now, and I don't really want to talk on it too much myself. I've got all the information now. I'm still processing.
Well, especially you look at all the shit that's already been out about it. So it's like already Carlton was right about that. It's already out there.
There is quite a bit of information out there on it.
Nothing to do with what's going on right now.
I will say that I have respect for both of them just for the way they are, and I like Steve. I like Steve because he's Steve and he's like a brick wall, and I really like Kyle because he's Pumpkin Posse. So it's like you guys can argue it out. I just don't want to wade into that discussion at this point. I'm not saying I won't. It's just I'm still processing all the information.
And look, we don't have to discuss it. Just let me just say this real quick. Okay, first of all, I think that Kyle's wrong in what he did, okay? But I'm not ready to completely write Kyle off either, because he's always been nice to me, and I still have hope that that he will see the error of his ways and turn around. That's my opinion. Now let me tell you.
I just wish they both get together and make up. Sorry.
And this will only take me 30 seconds just to tell a little story, okay? Look, everybody that fucks with Steve, and Steve himself will say and admit, Steve can be an asshole. Okay, and he lacks diplomacy, and he gets into all this stuff on Twitter. Okay, and that we can all agree on. Okay, but earlier today I was having a particularly bad day. I had a fight with a family member, and then I had to get a hold of Steve about something, and I had sent him a couple emails, and he hadn't responded back. And I think in the second one I was just like, hey, can you get a hold of me? And however I'd worded it. It must have portrayed that there was something going on with me. Well, so he sends an email back, and he says, "Yeah, I can give you a call in a little bit."
Love you, Matt.
He says, "I can give you a call in a little bit, but is everything all right, man?" So that was the first thing he thought of, because he could sense in what I wrote that there was something going on with me. Okay. So yeah, he can be a fucking asshole, but with the people that he fucks with, that's who he really is. Like Knock just said it a minute ago. He's a nice guy. That he cares about the people that he fucks with. Now, when it comes to the people that he disagrees with, then he can be, a bit of a dick. But really, the person he is, no matter what harm he might have done to, I've talked to people that claim that Steve, fucked them over and all this stuff in the past. And I don't disagree. I'm not going to say that they're wrong or that, deny them their feelings. But in the essence of the Steve that I know in the last year and a half, year and 8 months, is that he cares about the people that he calls his friends. But that's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
One of those friends is Ian Miles Strong.
Yeah, he's not friends with that guy.
He just lies in defense for him. Okay.
No, he didn't.
Well, let's get off the subject anyway, because the chat's
I'll tell you what. Okay, let's get off the subject. Just do me a favor. You go back to that video, and you make content. So I want you to make a video, and you pull out where he was defending that guy. Because
it's in tweets. I have screenshots. He lied for it.
I guarantee it's taken out of context.
I'm sure it's not, but if you want to see, if you want to message me on Twitter, I'll send you.
I mean, I watched it, so
you probably didn't see everything then.
I mean, if a content creator has a controversial and say like a bigoted person on, is that necessarily?
Are you talking about a live stream? Because I'm talking about things on Twitter where he said that no, Ian Miles Strong wasn't swatting, yet there's a bunch of leaked evidence that proves that it was. So like, he's a bad liar. He's just good at spinning things and like playing damage control. I see right through Steve. He likes to take control of the narrative.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong it is.
Sure.
God bless
everyone.
everyone.
I mean, the thing is, I guess I shouldn't say that, no matter how wrong it is, because yeah, it's your opinion, so by definition, it can't be wrong, I guess. And then I admitted a few minutes ago, yeah, he can be a dick on Twitter. So
yeah, I don't know anything about that. Like
the
only thing I know about Worski is the video I saw where he's like saying derogatory slurs towards black people. So I'm like, yeah, I don't like
Worski too. By the way, I'm not trying to defend Worski in this because I know he was the guy.
Yeah, I don't know much. Like I never really watched their channel. That like. Like when I talked to Cyrus about why I really stopped watching atheist YouTubers, it was because that crowd was taking over, the Warskis and just that whole crowd of anti-SJW, really hardcore right-leaning racist fucks, and I just stopped watching. I watched my people and my people only. We can get back to the NIFB because I mean,
walked right out.
That got real tense. Like I don't have my dumpster fire graphic yet, so we can save that for the dumpster fire graphic.
I like that.
Let's get back on the NIFB. You wanted to talk about homeschooling, or is there another subject?
What I really need is to get my hands on some of their documentation and some of their homeschooling materials, so I can compare it to Bill Gothard's ATI and see what has changed.
Now,
real quick,
but I really also want to know, and then John, you can go. I also want to know about their child discipline, and if it's still along those Baptist models of William Pearl, even though they now disavow William Pearl's book. I want to know, like, if down in Florida, in Arizona, if they're beating the shit out of their kids, like.
From my understanding, they are still they're publicly disavowing, but they're privately still doing.
Yes, that's what I thought.
So look, before we get too far back, I'm sitting here muted, and I'm throwing one more barb at atheist rationale before we move on, and I'm like, I'm on this end and going, why did nobody react to that? And I look down and I'm muted. Hey, atheist rationale, I just want to say, man, I've got hunks of undigested food in my stool bigger than you, man.
That's probably true.
Whatever.
Because I'm a horse, man.
Right. Oh wait, John fancies himself a fucking comedian. We got you. All right, moving on.
He's a better comedian than Sky Out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
You don't know who Sky Out is.
Where the fuck you been at, Will? How long you been in my chat? I mean, what the hell?
I know Sky Out the name. But
A lot of people like big asses, John. So you might be in luck.
I want to know
You
if
might-
Sky Out's NIFB. Guzman is
Sky Out-
NIFB.
Wait, no, we already talked about Jill. Never mind.
Is Sky Out just ignore me, or what's the deal? Because you might have.
I think Sky outside NFIB. I don't
I
think
think-
so.
I think he's just a shit poster.
Oh,
Okay,
you mean?
Troll.
Yeah, that's
Sky
what I mean.
Out,
I've heard that
Yeah.
Standing for Truth is NIFB.
Yeah, he is. He re-uploads like Steven Anderson sermons. He's got playlists with a fucking bunch of NIFB content in them. He's one of the YouTube personalities. Like
Jill,
That's something I've noticed with. not
he's
even
also
just-
in their chat rooms. Sorry, Aaron.
That's something
Sorry.
I've noticed with the IFB and the NIFB members. It's both. They sit there and they watch 6, 7, 8 hours of this content, right? And then just read the book, and then that's what they consider fun. I'm just like, how?
That's what I was thinking. It's like, don't you guys fucking do? That's what I want to ask some of these religious people when they come on. It's like, what do you do in your free time? It's like, I worship the Lord. It's like, all right, Ben Shapiro, fucking calm down. But what else?
Like,
You have
is there
something
something
else.
else you do to like build a skill, maybe?
Like, I've been to temple and shit, but like, I also have like a podcast,
Don't
and
hit
I
me with a
like,
hammer.
I like fucking play mobile games. I mean, there must be some Candy Crush, anything really. Like, is there anything? Do you just sit and just contemplate your existence, constantly rocking back and forth like a caged elephant? Like, what is your free time consisting of?
I mean, use your free time to research a new thing. It's actually far more entertaining than people think that is.
Why is she an elephant?
I'm not. Who do you think I'm criticizing?
Well, I thought you were talking to her, to Aaron.
No. I was just talking. No, what I'm talking about is religious people in general, especially
So when
the
you say
NIFB.
elephant, you were talking about Shanny for Christ. All right, I get it.
Yeah, we talk about her snack.
Today.
Oh, John, my co-host John, not to be confused with the John who's currently in here, had a spat with Shanny for Christ a long time ago, and I guess they've made up. And she was like, maybe in another life, you and I could have been married. But he's actually got a really hot Brazilian wife. He's actually leaving the country. They were trying to get her a green card, but apparently that's a pain in the ass. So he's just going to be a citizen over there. But more to the point, at one point, Shanny accused him of wanting to fuck her, and we went on like I think a good 45-minute rant about Shanny for Christ Snatch being like the Sarlacc pit from fucking Star Wars, and I thought John said shawarma the first time because he kind of cut out. So I was like, her pussy looks like shawarma? What? I don't know if anybody knows what shawarma is. Maybe that's why that joke's not landing, but that's okay. Just watch the
What did I come back to?
When it comes to watching like 8 hours of their streams, I don't know how they do it without getting like worked up. Like, I wouldn't be this angry right now if I didn't have to sit through like 3 hours of that fucking Massa conference. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I hear exactly like when I talk about the burn that I've been feeling this last week. I'm just so mentally exhausted from watching all this shit nonstop. It's getting to me.
A component of being a radical is you're just constant self-affirmation that yes, I'm doing the Lord's work, yes, everything, and then people around you telling you that you're doing good, buddy, you're doing good, you're doing the Lord's work, and it's like, oh, okay, so you've convinced yourself that you're doing the right thing because everyone around you has convinced themselves of the same thing, and if you back out now, you have too much to lose, and you're gonna lose community, and everyone's gonna hate you, and I'm gonna fucking firebomb your house or whatever, and it's like, oh, this is just Scientology. Okay, gotcha.
Hey, AR,
Yeah.
I don't think you came off as angry. You were just, giving your opinion.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm feeling pretty angry right now. I'm like,
But if you want to be angry, come by the GDC tomorrow night because our feature channel is your buddy, The Messenger Reveals.
ooh, fun.
But I will say that everything AR said tonight, he has said to Steve on Twitter. So it's not anything new.
Oh yeah.
He actually blocked me as soon as I asked him a question what his opinion on swatting was because he thought I was threatening him. I assume that he knew exactly what I was about to bring up. because that's
Hey, John.
whatever.
John,
I didn't know that. I saw where you had asked him about it, and that's the only thing I knew about the whole situation.
I think I just figured out why John's avatar is a horse. It's because he likes to beat dead ones. I thought we were moving on. I'm upset.
We were so into the NIFB
I
again.
mentioned Messenger reveals. I didn't say anything about that. He started talking about.
I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't him. That's a
Tell
good
you
joke.
two apart. Son. Yeah, I know.
I was trying to get him started. I was trying to get him started on the Messenger reveals.
Oh, chat likes it.
Well, it seems like that's finally dying out, John. So why are you beating that dead horse?
Why are you getting
Honestly,
you're getting along with Messenger now, AR?
A little better. A little better.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't try and start shit in him chat, that's fine. Like I can get along with him, but like
and
he likes to start talking shit out of nowhere.
And as I've said to Messenger, and he knows that I don't like the personal shit, like trying to find out what happened to AR back in the day. Not that's between AR and his people. So that's Messenger.
Like I can say it. Like I was kidnapped. That's a big part of it.
Holy fuck!
Wow, I didn't know that.
Like 10 days away from like my dad and stuff, and there's more because repeated things, but like that's a big part.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
That's heavy shit.
Like that's heavy shit. Like when you find out, you're like, man, how do you respond to that? I had this guy that I worked with at the beer company who told me he was on all these national news networks. I'm like, how are you on CNN and MSNBC? A serial killer had kidnapped him, and he escaped. And it's like, wow, like fuck.
Like it was my psycho-religious stepmom. Like she believed that like she was hearing like God speak to her and stuff. And after we finally got back to like my dad and stuff, she repeatedly broke into the house for like almost 2 years. Like we had to escape to Arizona for a while just to like get away from it. It was fucking tough, man.
That's crazy, dude. And yeah, so and you're talking about it now. So that's the one thing that I've always, where I thought outside of saying you have a cure for PTSD, I told Messenger I didn't like that, was that, AR will talk about shit when he wants to talk about shit, and he's probably got people that he talks to about shit with.
Yeah.
So it's really not Messenger's place to go in there. So
it's like I have PTSD, and it's some shit I have personally gone through, and to say I have a cure for it, literally, in my opinion, and this is probably AR probably shares his opinion, shits on what I went through. And like I have no problem talking about what I went through, but it's still something where people are like, "Oh my god, how are you like a functional human being?" And it's like you have to sit there and register it happened. You have to understand you have to move forward, and you speak to therapists, psychiatrists, and everything else.
And that's like how he gets you too. Like he tries to say that even when you're going through like evidence-based treatment and stuff, that all of that's false. That won't work. The only thing that's going to work is following Jesus. And yes, it was following Jesus. If you go and getting imbued with his, what the fuck is he thing? His inner being? Yeah, that's the word he uses. He tries to say that like if you follow Jesus the right way, you'll be imbued with his inner being, and then you'll be cured from depression and like PTSD and all that. And it's bullshit.
I totally agree, and that's I totally
don't get me wrong.
Here for
spiritual religious coping does have its benefits, but if you are one of the people that have a very severe form of PTSD or other mental illnesses, it has a negative effect. And I brought that information up during our debate as well.
Well, it's like I'm supposed to.
I thought you did really well with the science.
Yeah.
Sorry. Aaron was trying to talk. We'll let Aaron talk, and then Jay, you can go.
So one of the reasons I'm actually supposed to have a service animal is for my PTSD to help me out of like flashbacks and nightmare situations, because they can completely shut me down. And I've shut down for like a couple of days.
So
I know how that
you can't
feels.
sit there and say, "Oh, there's a magic cure," because it's like,
Well, and that was my point. Like, you don't know right up until the moment your patients die, because it can come back at any point. It could be 40 years down the line. You know, like you just don't know until, like AR said, until you've done these studies and until you've had the peer-reviewed research. And I don't want to talk smack about Messenger, but like AR, and I've told Messenger that I was on your side of that debate. I thought you won it easily.
He's a cool guy when it's not this stuff.
He's a great, like, he is a different kind of Christian. He's the kind of Christian I like, but at the same time, he was
only
wrong.
When he's not trying to push off his snake oil and he's not saying that
Mhm.
you want to play the victim and that's the only reason why you're not accepting his thing, or when he's not trying to shove your illness at you as a motivation for trying to stop people from being healed. Fuck that bullshit. It's because none of his shit is scientific. That's why.
I want Messenger to psychoanalyze me. Go ahead.
It's like
he offered to do it with me. I should let him do it one day. I think that would be a good stream. Messenger
sure you have
psychoanalyzes the raging atheist. That'd be scary.
Hey, real quick, how about you were gonna let Jay say something a minute ago?
Yeah, go ahead, Jay. And I did send a link. One atheist, one witch, and Sirs is in the chat. What's up, Sirs? Great video this morning, my dude.
Hey, get him in here. I want to ask him about that video, man. That was awesome.
There is one more spot, but that's up to Sirs. If he wants to come in, he's always welcome.
Well, real quick, all I was going to add is basically, I don't know all of what the Messenger Reveals talks about, but to say that somebody says, okay, if a person claims that they have a cure for PTSD, that claim itself needs to be explored. I don't think it's necessarily fair to the person that's claiming it that they're diminishing the person's trauma in any way. See what I'm saying? That just because they say, I have a cure for this, that somehow simplifies the trauma.
Sir, is aware.
You might have misunderstood what I said. When he tries to sell his cure to people and you say, nah, I'm fine, I'm getting great treatment right now. First, he'll tell you that your treatment that you're getting won't work. The only thing that'll work is his treatment. And then the second thing he'll do right after you refuse is tell you that you just want to be the victim. And
okay, yeah, that's fine, but that's leading further into it. So you're looking at the statement, because what Aaron was bringing up was the fact that she was kind of basically saying that it kind of simplified her trauma. The claim itself has to be which is what you did, but I don't necessarily think it's fair to say it's necessarily diminishing that person's trauma.
I apologize.
That's all I was saying. Now, if he is doing that, then that's a problem. But
Aaron,
go ahead, Aaron. I'm sorry.
Saris is here for the question about the video this morning.
John.
What's
up, Saris?
Oh, that just blew my mind. I'm like, get him in here, and I didn't realize he was like already in one of the rooms.
My studio is literally the room opposite. Like,
Aaron
there. My studio is there. Aaron's room is here.
Okay, that's why Aaron looked familiar to me. But
hi, I am on Saris' channel.
Did you recently change the color of your hair?
Me?
Aaron.
Oh.
No, maybe not. I don't know.
It's been what, this color since?
You changed the color of your hair since the first time that you were on my channel.
Yeah, because it was my natural red hair.
And then you had your purple hair for one video, I believe.
I had my purple hair, and then I had my rose gold hair, and then I tried to go that mauve color, and then that didn't work. And now I'm just kind of blonde.
Yeah.
So your question for Saris is about her hair?
The only question I wanted to ask Sarah about that video is how long did it take you to put that together, sir?
I was up editing until 8 in the morning, and I don't want to speak more.
Okay. I mean, and I just want to also comment that I loved your beautiful use of complete silence at the end of it too.
Me too. It was a beautiful video.
That was actually requested by a member on my Discord. They said, "Can you include a portion for people who had committed suicide?" And I said, "I can do that." The downside of that is there were 2 videos that were submitted that the people who submitted the videos were mute; they couldn't speak, and their portions no longer could actually fit with the timing of the video because I had to include that portion. But they're going to be on a later video so that their stuff is still shown. It just couldn't be shown in the main one. That's cool. So that's the only downside of that.
Because I got to tell you, I was watching that video and I was getting like emotional, and then when you when it went to no words and it was just the the graphics on the screen, and then you went to that moment of silence. That's what really got me, man. And then I'm like sitting there, like in tears, and immediately on Twitter, like retweeting out what the Knock had already put out about the video. And I mean, it was great, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it was really good, dude.
Though it was less. So while it was 5 or 6 hours in the editing room, not counting the planning process, which was longer than that, because you can ask Aaron and Raz, I'd been planning and talking about building this for a few weeks. So not counting the planning process, the time that I put in to make that video, though, is nothing compared to the over 100 people who actually sent in their stuff for the video, because while it took a lot of time out of me, it probably took a whole lot more out of them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Man, that's powerful stuff, man. I love that
Thanks
video.
for making it, man. I think that message needed to get out there right now.
Yeah. I'm glad that it was able to come out the day of the conference. I tried to get it out earlier than that, but failed to repeatedly. But I think the day of probably works just as well, all things considered.
I mean, I got to tell you, man. I'm getting emotional about it, right? Because the thing that sucks about all this fucking NFIB shit is like, okay, who the fuck are they to say who gets to live or die, man? And when I watched that sick motherfucker on that stream earlier today, just saying all this bullshit about human fucking beings, and then trying to compare them to like the lowest form of human beings, like pedophiles and people who do bestiality and shit like that. And it just, I don't understand people like that. And they want to fucking look you in the eye and tell you that they believe in a loving God. I mean, that's a crock of shit.
Especially considering that in several of their sermons, they will specifically say that the passage is loving, and the more violent it is, the more loving it is, which is, again, more horseshit.
Wait, I can point you to a sermons where they specifically say that using like the F word and like all that kind of language and saying that like people need to die is loving, and unfortunately there are multiple sermons from other pastors as well that say the exact same thing. They believe the F word is biblical for whatever reason, and
because I can explain that, Ron. It's because there's a passage where Jesus is talking about the good vines and the bad vines, and the bad vines would be cast off into the fire. And so that the bundle of sticks, if you get the version of it, vernacularly would be faggot, because it's a bundle of sticks. So that's where they get it from. There you go.
The weird thing is, though, is that they're biblical literalists, which means for them to be KJV biblical literalists, they can't use that translation because that requires a level of exegesis, and exegeting is antithetical to literalists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listening to Matt Powell and his buddy, it was more using the harsh words of the past language, like not being afraid to be brutal with your language to spread the message of Christ, basically.
How convenient or how ironic is it that King James was bisexual?
Yeah, I brought that up to Guzman earlier. He didn't respond.
I think I actually tweeted about that earlier today, too.
Okay. I'm going to hop back to my studio.
Hey, thanks, Cyrus.
Yeah, thank you very much, Cyrus.
Oh, by the way, Cyrus wanted to know in chat, Knock, why he's not blue.
Wait, did I?
Good question.
No,
why am I not blue?
Hey, you guys enjoy your stream.
I'm terrible with mod. Like I just got drunk one night and made mods.
Cyrus is so lucky that he slept through the conference today. I'm jealous.
We also had to go to my job interview today.
Ooh, fun. Good luck, by the way. Hope you get the job.
No, I did not.
I finished the video. I napped for 2 hours, and then I drove an hour south into Atlanta. She did the interview, then we drove an hour north here, and then I passed right back out because I was drained.
Wow.
Hey, Knock.
Yeah.
Don't drink and mod.
Yeah.
That's good.
I missed that, sir. Say that again.
Oh, Cyrus did the video, slept for like 2 hours, then we drove an hour to get to my interview
all right, I got it now.
into Atlanta.
So, is Sirs in Florida?
No, we're in Georgia.
He's in Georgia. All right. For some reason, I thought he was in Florida.
I mean, Sirs went to Florida.
Yeah, I'd be getting confused. I get confused.
Hey, Aaron, say something and hold that cat up higher so I can see it, because you're blocked by all the little pictures.
He's wondering if there's a proper way to eat it.
That cat? No, because I have a cat. I would never eat a cat. Only in an emergency.
Cats, man.
Yeah, horses.
When is there a cat eating your emergency?
Sugar cubes and hay.
There's Will. He piped in.
Absolute babe.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Diabetes.
So will Brett Keane come on your show if he knows that I'll be there?
I don't know what he's going to do.
Maybe I shouldn't come if Brett Keane's going to be there.
He's doing a big depression, so we'll see what happens. I mean, he's been overly depressed for. Yeah,
I think I caught one of Brett's.
Well, I don't know if I want to go on Will's show. The raging.
Hey, tell me, Will, tell me if this sounds like Brett to you. So this one, I told this one guy about the Brett cycle, that if he like plays buddy with him and then makes criticism videos of his, that like eventually he'll just like flag him or whatever. And then I got a comment from somebody with just @ as their username. It was like, why are you talking about your beef with Brett? And then I'm like, I'm not talking about like Brett at all. I'm just trying to relay a message about like the Brett Keane cycle to my buddy over here. And then he said something else, and then I reiterated and said that you're either like a sock for Brett or like an idiot. And then he deleted all of his comments and took off. I know he did that a lot with drunken peasants.
Oh, dude, like, I don't know about that. That's why I said I think one of the mods were gooning around on my thing, because, like, I was looking at it, and then, like I said, I could still read them, yeah, and that's why I demodded everybody. It's like, I'm not going to have anyone mess with my...
If it was a Brett sock account, he deletes his comments.
Get all off. So I was like, nope.
Hey, this one guy, if you're doing poetry on your channel, I'll come
no,
and do some poetry.
okay, well, it could have been.
But either
Okay,
way,
cool. Brad hasn't been doing anything recently, as far as I can tell. Now with this NIFB shit, it's like
I don't know. Like I thought he was like trying to do a false flag operation on me with the NIFB.
I'm not sure unless this is just a cover, unless he flagged himself, which you know.
I don't know.
I think he flags himself every day for hours.
He and Cupcake were buddies there for a minute.
Yeah, he handled him so well.
He hasn't made any real videos. My buddy J-Dubs has been friends with him for 15 years. And they've never even met.
This one guy, I'll come back on your stream again, and we can talk about how much I flag myself every day.
My mac and
well, hold on. We'll just talk about it for a second, because like there was a point where it was like, I think Brett might have killed himself, because when it's like Brett used to upload 2-3 times a day, and then it just got lower and lower and lower, and I watched the downward spiral where he was like,
you don't think that he does this shit so people like you will feel sorry for his pathetic ass?
No, it's not even that. It's just like I don't want anyone to kill themselves.
I don't want him to kill himself, but at the same time, I'm not going to feel pity for the manatee for being a fucking manatee. You are the result of your actions.
The man owns a gun. The man clearly has some kind of like severe crippling depression.
I mean, dude literally endorsed the NIFB and fucking justified Matt Powell's atrocious. You was there on that stream when I fucking pointed it out, and then he brought Matt Powell on and like literally licked his asshole the entire time and justified. Like Matt Powell's like, yeah, sure, yeah, I want to kill gay people, and Brett Keane was like, yeah, he just said he doesn't want to kill gay people.
Jesus.
And then, yeah, I know, but the video of Brett's that got flagged was of him saying exactly the opposite. So who?
Oh, you know when Matt was on.
Last time I checked, a couple of months ago, he was putting out a lot of anti-trans.
Jumped right on.
Yeah, he was going hard on that shit. That was back when he was still doing live streams. He hasn't had a hangout in like a month at least.
Yeah.
Or
getting-
when Matt was on too, and I licked his
Is he getting-
asshole. After I licked his asshole, I didn't brush my teeth for like a week because I wanted to keep tasting that shit, man.
Here's what I'm trying to ask though. Like,
Yeah.
you said he was getting fucked with by the NIFB, right? Is he getting death threats and shit? Like, they'll dox you.
Well, here's the
be
problem is that Brett Keenan at least claims that he's been getting death threats, and some of them like he's been saying that he has.
Like if they think that he's against them, like I mean they've done it to me, but I haven't seen where he's went against them, so I don't know why.
I followed Ocean's Late and deleted my Facebook because of it.
There was one singular video where he was criticizing Jim Anderson for saying that they should kill gay people, and this was after the Matt Powell thing where he licked his ass. And then he didn't have Matt Powell on. He didn't talk to Matt Powell. And he was like, "Listen, you can't go around saying you're going to kill gay people." It's like, you know, and then he was making justifications like in the Bible that you shouldn't kill people, like gay people. And that was the video that got flagged for hate speech.
Hey, Will, you remember
He
the
should
night
be
of
able
the
to fight
drinking?
that.
You remember the night of the drinking contest when we got you to
Not
say all
much.
that? Mate, we got you to say all that horrible shit about Brett, and then you were getting blown up the next day by Brett.
Was I blown? I don't even remember.
The next
any
day,
of
you
that.
said you were getting like all kind of messages and shit from them guys, and you were taking heat over that because we were making you say like all these limericks that me and Maynard wrote about. Like,
No. I did get a lot of shit, but it wasn't because of Brett Keane. It was because the guy we were doing, the veteran that we were doing the charity for, was Australian. And they were like, "Why can't you fucking do one for an American? What are you, some kind of fucking?" And it was like, oh my god. And they unsubscribed. And they sent me like emails. Like I've got a whole list of just fucking hilarious emails. Like,
well, you know, and I don't understand that. I don't understand them making that argument with you. Okay, so you meet this guy, and online puts the world. You know, you can meet people from all around. You meet the guy, you find out he's in trouble. So what are you supposed to do at that point? Say, "Oh, you know what? I'm not going to help. You out. I got to help an American." You know, like
I can't find Aaron in chat.
How do you get a bunch of emails? You get like 25 viewers a video.
No, I mean it varies. Like my content doesn't just post. Well, if you look at my BitChute, on BitChute I have like it varies between like 300 to 1,000 views per video. So I do a lot better on BitChute than I do here. But
yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it reposts all of my links and stuff. Like it basically creates a clone. It's using blockchain, so the file exists on BitChute and YouTube simultaneously. It's not like an embedded player or something on BitChute. So all my links and stuff go there with my email and my Twitter and all that bullshit.
I think you've just demonstrated that the right wing are the real SJWs of YouTube because you appeal to a right wing audience. You claim not to be right wing, but you appeal to their sensibilities with a lot of shit you say.
That's another thing that I wanted to.
You're gonna get all butthurt when you don't do a charity for an American because that's what you appeal to.
There are exceptions. It's kind of like a Nazi cesspool, isn't it?
Well, I did want to bring up. You said I was right wing. I just did a video where I sort of in passing talked about talking about how I'm coming back to the left wing. It was that last stream with you that kind of started it on GDC when we were talking about liberal shit. When you made me like, are you left wing or right wing? Because I brought it up in chat. And you put me on blast. So although I did end up winning that because you did. There was one right wing person in that fucking thing. But at any rate. So I was like, I better watch some really far left content. And then I found like sort of far left, but almost kind of moderate. Deb Delapiani, I think, is it Delapiana or Delapiani? Yeah. Oh my god, she's fucking great. She's like,
you like kind of edgy content, right?
You what?
You like kind of edgy content, right? I could point you to a couple of left wing people that are fun to watch.
Yeah. She's not like a butthurt snowflake. She's sort of that older generation, but she calls Donald Trump the Orange Scourge, which is fucking hilarious.
That's kind of great.
But then she talks about how the Democrats are all
Is
full
she
of shit
wrong?
and corrupt.
Is she wrong though about Donald Trump?
She's not, so far as I can tell. See, my issue is not with left or right. My issue is basically with the authority. So she appeals to that's what I'm really angry at. And I thought
Okay.
Watch.
Wait. Let me ask you a question, Will. All right.
Yeah.
And you said you were watching that stream. You were in that stream for a while. Okay.
Yeah, I was.
So you say you don't like authority. Let me ask you this. Do you think that the government should have regulations and laws in place that protects the equality of, minority classes? Or just everybody in general, so that nobody.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, but so that
everybody should have the same number of protections. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if the government has to set up a system like that, then guess what? You do believe in authoritarianism.
Authority. Not
because
really.
there has to be an authority in place for those protections to be there for people. The opposite end of the scale, and this is what Saka was talking about in that stream. The opposite end of the scale would be complete free will, where people can do whatever they want.
Right. Okay. So, and I was going to clarify this in the next breath, but now I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
No. It's the establishment and the inherent corruption therein. I guess.
Okay. I think we all are burned out on NIFB. We just can't talk NIFB very long tonight.
No, I mean it's great what you're doing. I
gotta point you to a couple of channels that are pretty great.
Sweet.
If you're looking for lefty contents.
All right, I'll put them in right now.
Vosh, Pig Puncher, Re-Education.
Okay, so
Vosh is great, and Maynard Says was exactly right in chat. Secular Talk, Kyle Kalinske is probably one of the smartest leftists you could watch, and he'll break it down.
Vosh has his issues. There's a couple of things that kind of came up recently that are a little awkward, but I think
I watched that. Did you watch that?
People
stream?
deserve to be forgiven.
Did you watch that stream the other night that he did? AR.
Nah.
After the Twitter blow up.
I saw the Twitter stuff. I didn't see that.
What was that last one? I'm trying to get him.
I watched him recently.
I don't know. Sorry, AR. I don't know Pig Puncher. Vosh, to warn you, I mean, to be fair, he's an anarchist, and so he's got a different politics than like a lot of leftists do. But he's awesome. I love his logic.
Well, and you love his logic, but remember the stream? I think you were there. Were you in the stream when he said that people who, for instance, we're talking about the NIFB tonight. He said something to the effect that people who say things like they do, that he has no problem with them being killed.
It was an after show for Non-Sec on his debate with Apology Supreme. I wasn't in the stream.
Wait, Vosh debated Apology Supreme and I missed it?
Yeah, it was on Non Sequitur about a month and a half ago, probably.
So I just brought that up because Knock was saying that he has some kind of anarchist views, and that was one of them that kind of went. And I like his content, and he's a real smart dude.
Yeah, he's a bit out there. I mean, I consider myself far left, but he is definitely farther left than I am. I think he's pretty blatant about being an anarchist. But he is brilliant. I just want to say that he is fucking brilliant.
I mostly pointed them out because I know Will over here is going to like that edgy content.
Oh yeah, you'll enjoy him. Will it's good content.
I just want to point out that I've been wearing the hat all night, and I haven't itched my nose once, and that's because my hair doesn't touch my fucking nose every 5 seconds, and I don't have to readjust it. So maybe the hat's gonna be a thing. Maybe.
Hey, Will, check it out.
Your A-ball ran out last night. Will
Will, check it out. Me too, buddy.
Oh my God, I'm actually seeing John for the first time.
There you go. Shit. I got the stocking cap on too, buddy.
Yeah, no, the horse face is always ruined for me now. You should just leave your face up.
Hey, I've seen it before too, but I didn't dox him or anything. I like that first stream we were in. He was
you were accusing me of being something else, somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Fucking gotcha, bruh. Gotcha.
I had a quick question. Is
Who the hell
anybody
is
starting
that?
to see theists coming out against the NFIB yet, aside from pagans?
Mike Winger.
Yeah,
Really?
S.J.
Yeah.
Thomason came out against him as well.
Fucking
The whole thing with Mike Winger though is he's still saying that like being gay is a sin, but at least he's denouncing them for the fucking capital punishment shit.
Yeah, and I definitely saw S.J. Thomason denounce the NIFB and Matt Powell.
Yeah,
So
which
did
is-
RCA.
Which is it's good.
Oh,
that,
yeah, RCA too.
It's good that SJ came out against them, but it's kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer saying that some other serial killer's bad too. Because SJ Thomason kind of says some pretty weird shit on hateful shit herself.
Well, she definitely skirts the line with it. I would agree, especially on Twitter.
She's not as overt as the NFIB by any stretch of the imagination.
I think that's been the most frustrating thing with the NFIB thing for me is we've got crap in the pagan community that pagans come out against, but I haven't seen Christians coming out against this.
I think what happens with that is, so in case people didn't know, my biological family actually raised me Wiccan.
No, I didn't know that. Or maybe you did tell me that.
So when it comes to like the pagan community, it's a much smaller community. So when something like
Marion Zimmer Bradley,
right, when something like that comes out, it's a much bigger deal within the pagan community because they're so small that it still have to care about the pagan image and disassociate from people who are like that. But then
It's
you come
called
across,
rebuking. That's what pretty much most people just, once they get in that ideology, they rebuke them. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I didn't mean to. I just
No,
figured
it's
I'd throw my
And once
sense
you
in
get
there,
into,
being
like-
a Christian.
Oh yeah, this one guy is another one of the people that's all like fuck the NIFB. He's even made a couple of videos. He's awesome.
Yeah. This one guy is a Christian that's against him.
I need to check that out.
But then
Yeah.
you also have like the Christian community and the such, and they're so large that they can go, that's not us. And they can just completely disassociate from the situation. And I think that disassociation is causing a problem.
Yeah, well, and they
Yeah.
actively promote it too. Like they actively, like the clip of the old IFB that I showed, where he's like, "Stay away from these preachers. Don't even talk to them. Don't acknowledge them because they have false doctrine." So they pretty much isolate their communities. And the NIFB call it. I mean, they speak about it blatantly. One of the things the old IFB doesn't like about the NIFB is their doctrine of separation. Separate from the community. Don't let the secular world infiltrate you or
They don't want you to go to public school. They don't want you to go to college, and like, it's insane. Even with they don't even want you to go to like Christian colleges either, because they think they're all like evil and are going to teach you the wrong doctrine, and then you're going to become a reprobate.
Yeah, and you have that even with the lesser fundamentals, like people like MMA Jenkins and Coffee and Bible Time and Kirby is a Boss. All of these girls are going to fundamental Christian colleges that are teaching them a Christian doctrine to get their college education.
I think I need to look up something on Coffee and Bible Time because they might be an IFB.
Hey,
I would love to find that out if they are.
I'm a cat.
I did. Oh, fuck you. I did a cursory sort of look through on the stream that I was on with Knock when we were talking about going against the NIFB after we had done that little discussion, whatever, when he got really stoned before he went on GDC.
I'm always really stoned, dude. I'm on the 95% shit right now.
So I did some digging, and I saw a lot of the further back I went on the YouTube timeline.
That's the real
I saw a lot of Christians, I guess what this one guy would call rebuking the NIFB, but it was like 7 years ago. There's like a whole chunk of like Christian YouTuber history that's just like fuck the NIFB, and then it disappears. So this is like second or maybe even third wave anti-NIFB.
It's weird to me because like when the Marion Zimmer Bradley stuff happened, that would have kind of been a Wiccan issue, But then the ADF, the Druid, I can't remember what the letters stand for, but within a few weeks of it hitting the news, they were putting out classes on how to be mandatory reporters, and like giving all their clergy the class and how to report and what to look out for and everything. And then you've got this crap going on with the NFIB, and then all you hear is, oh, they're not true Christians.
And it's starting to weigh down on me, because it's like they call themselves part of your group. So if you want to say they're not part of your group, then show that they're not part of your group instead of just like expecting us to take your words on base value. Because
I'm very careful about how I like box people into groups. Like, I'm not going to call any other. What?
Whoops, I'm sorry.
I'm just using the word as a like generalization.
Okay.
But if
Hey, goodbye, everybody. I love y'all. Maybe I'll be back. If not, he said 12:30, so that means 2:30. So.
No, it's 12. Take care, man. Will's being good and reminding me. We got 30 minutes, everybody.
Hey, Doc, we'll see you tomorrow night, Doc.
Yeah, see you tomorrow night, John.
All right,
so
buddy.
when it gets to John. So group I'm using as like anybody within the Christian bubble.
Umbrella?
Yes, that was the word I was looking for. Hi, thank you. So they're claiming to be Christian, so they're falling under that umbrella. They're following the Bible, they fall under that umbrella. So other Christian groups and other Christian denominations need to sit there and go, well, they don't speak for us, and actually, instead of just expecting people to take it on face value, on their word, show it, and then turn around and go, okay, so now we have this. And it's kind of how the NIFB is getting in and converting people, because they're using this like lack of words, lack of education to come in and get more people into their church and get more people into their group.
I've seen a whole thing on their soul winning where they specifically seek out like poor neighborhoods and like less educated people so that they have a higher chance of like recruiting them. It's a little fucked up if you think about it.
You know what it is? It's totally legal tobacco o'clock. I'm winding down for bedtime. So if I start to not make any sense even more than I usually do, it's
I'm not saying
you never make sense. Yeah. No, I agree. Like I totally agree. That's one of my main criticisms is that it shouldn't be the atheist community, it shouldn't be the pagan community, it shouldn't be Ocean, it shouldn't be Holy Kool-Aid. Down there right now, it should be Christians up in arms. Like, if you're going to claim it's not part of your group, then you should stand in opposition of this group and make it plain as day. And it does seem like we're making some headways. National news has picked up some stories. Local news are picking up some stories. But at the same time, then you have what
we put out a press release and like it spread like wildfire, and fucking George Takei retweeted it.
Yeah, so I mean, we're making big strides here, you know.
I guess for the most part, I think most Christians, when they do like corrections or so to speak like that, it's usually done in private. Like if you go follow through the text, like when you're talking to a fellow in Christ or whatever about like they might not be like furthering away from the path or whatever. Usually it's done like in private and no one's supposed to talk about it. Like that's because it's some biblical thing crap, but so it's not, you're not supposed to like per se do it in person. So possibly that could be, but yeah, I agree. I don't see much Christians like doing most stuff, you know, from what I can see. But then again, I'm not looking for it either.
Yeah, but like, okay, I'm not Christian, I'm not heathen, right? But I can tell heathens, group after group after group, are coming out against the white supremacists that are trying to take their belief and turn it into something else. I don't see that with Christians. Like, it needs to be out there. It needs to be, you need to be able to see that they're doing this.
You know what gives me hope is that like mainstream Orthodox Christianity is seen as a total fucking boomer thing, and like the 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds in this country at least are just seeing it, they just think that that's fucking lame, and they're making Ben Shapiro jokes and they watch fucking PewDiePie or whatever, and it's just like yeah, no, it's on its way out completely, I think.
The reason why it's not so much a Christian thing is because Christians are already white supremacists. Not all Christians, obviously, but
I'm just saying that mainstream Christianity is just seen as a fucking boomer thing, and boomers are fucking lame. So it's like,
I think it's definitely on its way out. It should be a minority, hopefully, before I die.
just mainstream Christianity. I don't know if Christianity is going to go away completely, but I mean, like,
No, it'll never go away, but I think it'll be a minority.
it's going to be that weird cherry pick, like, you know, Jesus never said this, that, and the other thing, and love and peace and all that stuff. And everything else is going to be like, yeah, we don't really believe in that whole stoning gays thing. It's going away. This is why the NIFB exists, is because it's a last ditch attempt to make the Old
I'll
Testament
put it
relevant.
this way. Well, the NIFB, they're smart, and the Quiverful movement, they're smart. I'll start separating those officially, even though I see them as connected. But you know, the whole indoctrination, the homeschooling, the separation, having 12, 15 children per family when secular families might have one or two. You know, so I mean. It is a smart thing that they're doing. They do see the writing on the wall, so to speak. But you know, it's the writing is on the wall, and even a lot of those families. You look at the Dugars now, and they're just split dysfunctional. Some are leaving the faith. Some have denounced Gothard and that institution. Some the main family still goes to the institution. I mean, it's. Right, but that's, you know, the dynamics is getting fucked even in these families. So it is, the writing is on the wall, but we have to fight against this homeschooling thing, the miseducation, the whitewashing of history that happens. Like Texas pretty much made it legal to teach in their classrooms that Noah was a real dude and Hillary Clinton didn't exist. I mean, that shit was real, and you know, that's what we're fighting against right here.
You know what makes that whole homeschooling thing like a lot worse? Now, they used to only allow 3 different curriculums in their program, but Steven Anderson and his wife are currently constructing their entire own curriculum that is going to be used at each homeschooling center.
Are they going completely away from the ATI model then? Or
and the ACE.
They have their own?
There was 3 curriculums. I know ACE was one of them. But right now, like I said, Susanna and Steven Anderson are creating their own curriculum,
so they're just
which
doing
is
their
a
own
lot more restricted, by the way.
Yeah, it'll be more severe.
I just see the NIFB as the death knell of Orthodox Christianity. It's over. It's fucking over. This is a.
I wish that were true, but they're growing rapidly. Like when I started researching them like 8-9 months ago, it was only at 13 churches. Now they're at 30.
And the thing is, they did it quietly without doing it quietly at all.
Countries.
You know,
they're
like,
international.
This thing grew. We all knew about Steven Anderson, but none of us knew about the rest of them and how big this thing was. We knew about douchebag Anderson, and he's been the biggest fucking distraction to allow this thing to grow the way it has. But now we know, now everybody knows. So the cat's out of the bag. We'll see where it goes from here.
Well, speaking of cats, have you seen 2 cats fight? It's exactly like that. It's like when the bigger cat's kicking the shit out of the other cat, and it's backed into a corner, that other cat is gonna fight like hell, even though it's getting its ass handed to it. That's what. So expanding the psychology of cats fighting, that's what I see. It's like,
sorry
okay,
to cut
so
you
maybe,
off, Will. We have a NIFB member in the chat. Everybody say welcome to Jacob. Jacob, loved all your comments.
Hey, Jacob, how you doing?
I especially loved those comments in the Ben the Baptist live stream that got taken down, and the comments aren't there anymore because y'all are a bunch of hateful fucktards.
Don't worry about that. I got a guy that fucking screenshot all the comments. We're good.
Yeah, we still got those comments. So yeah, we seen all those horrible things you guys were saying. So
when I was going over the Masa conference today with OBS, I made sure I grabbed the chat too.
Sweet. So yeah, I mean,
I even did a little NIFB Jesus psyop in there.
Welcome back.
Say the craziest shit.
This will be the one good time where we can glorify that the stream was taken down. Jacob, are you all butthurt that you didn't get to see all that hatred that the stream got taken down? You couldn't see all the hatred.
You know, they were complaining about like us censoring them and like all this free speech shit, but the entire Masa conference, they were just deleting comment after comment from like atheists and like anybody else commenting on their stream. Fucking.
They couldn't
beautiful
handle
irony.
pumpkins. They could not handle any pumpkin related anything. It was like down as soon as it was up.
That's fucking great. That's so great.
Hatred's an easy path to power, but it's often short-lived. You're not going to get any longevity out of this. It's
Intellectual
not gonna work.
bot, it's not a choice. Fucking read some science.
In other words, completely off topic.
Do a little research.
Rabbi Lewis, I need to get a hold of Dragnot because this racist fucker has contacted me on Facebook now and in an email about how he has written a book in the last, I don't know, how long has it been? 2 weeks since I kicked his racist ass off my channel. He's written a book and has dedicated it to Dragnot Silvis based upon smashing Dragnot's arguments in that conversation. I just wanted to put that out there so everybody could have a laugh, and then we can get back on.
By the way, I hid Jacob or what the fuck ever his name is.
Yeah, I don't want to be accused. I'm here. This is the other eggshell that I have to dance over is that I'm big anti-censorship, so I just have to make sure everyone knows I don't fucking censor people for anything other than good reasons. Like it's not.
Will,
like
I am too. I believe in free speech, and I usually tend on the side of free speech, even if I don't agree with the speech. I believe that you should platform people. I platform NIFB. I offered any NIFB member to come in here and refute, as long as they don't use slurs. But the line is calling for the genocide of people. Calling for the death of people is the line.
You guys want to check out a good video, you could always check out Aaron versus Richard. Or not Richard, but Conversation, because that was pretty cool. Of two Christians like going at it.
Yeah, I thought something that might be kind of interesting actually is if we were able to talk to Aaron Benton about his experiences with Matt Powell. I don't think he's an ex-member of the NIFB, but they were buddying around for a while, and then Matt Powell decided to call him out like they do Tyler Doka and all those other people.
Yeah, I would like to talk to Aaron again about that. I didn't delve too deep into that in our conversation.
I mean, at one point, Matt Powell wasn't the extremist that he is.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. Like, and I've talked about that. It's been a progression, even since I've met him. He's gotten worse and worse and worse. Like this whole new thing of equating gay people to Hitler. That was new in modern day debate, and he doubled down on it again recently in his response to Mr. Atheist. It's been a progression with Matt. It's almost like the more power he's gotten, and the closer he's gotten to Anderson and all these big pastors with doing these movies, he's more emboldened with each one. I reviewed his first movie, nowhere near as bad as Science Falsely So-Called, and I can only imagine that his new Hebrew Roots movie that he's coming out with is going to be worse than Science Falsely So-Called. You know?
I do want to acknowledge.
Sorry.
I do want to acknowledge chat quickly. Intellectual Bot says name one scientific study that proves people are born gay. Yeah, I would refer him to Elton John's entire discography. If you want to go check that out, if you don't know who Elton John is.
I put it into a Shannon Q video where she has multiple links to articles and, scientific articles that will give him exactly what he wants. But knowing these type of people, he's going to ignore it or say that it's, shill science or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I think
she includes the one where they
if he wants to learn, he can.
Doesn't Shannon include the one where they compare the brain scans of cis females to transgender males?
Yeah, there is a correlation. There's research that says that trans men and women have brains that what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
Dark matter with the black matter stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the fuck you mean by black matter. But anyway,
something to do with the brain or something.
Trans
like that.
men and women have brains.
Why you always gotta be racist?
I like it.
Trans men and women have brains that resemble their cis counterparts, and non-binary people have brains that are somewhere in the middle.
This one guy is called Dark Matter. Dark Matter, dude.
I don't know why that fucking takes me so long to say sometimes.
Sorry, I didn't know what it was. That's all right.
Fucking
Personally, I
Black
think
Matter.
everyone.
While it's a social construct, I believe that there are some biological elements.
Pretty sure everyone's gay.
A little bit.
At least
yeah.
bi.
Somebody told me that like recently, like no dude is straight, and I'm like, I'm seriously like, I admit that I have maybe in the future, but I've never been attracted to a dude.
Okay, hold on, wait. Okay, so hold on. Let me just get a quick one-on-one with Knock because I got a couple of questions. I can prove that you're at least a little gay. Okay, so I assume you watch porn, yes?
Yeah, sometimes.
And you beat off to heterosexual pornography, correct?
No.
No, you just strictly lesbians.
Well, I don't beat off to pornography. Usually, when I watch pornography, it's very brief and it's. I'm a weird type of dude. I usually beat off to images in my head.
Okay, so in your head, do you have a massive cock or do you have a tiny cock?
I have my reality cock.
Okay, well, never mind.
Okay then. Things I were not expecting to hear.
Like, I mean, yeah, I was gonna let Messenger psychoanalyze me. Will, you psychoanalyzing me? I just think you want to know the size of my dick. I mean,
not
honestly.
really.
I'm just going to block that out of my brain because I am typing a response, and I was like, and then I started typing what you said.
I'm like, where are you going with this, Will?
Okay, I'll explain because this usually works with people. This is just sort of like a water cooler type conversation, believe it or not. But it's like
I am a weird type of dude. I've got a weird brain. Yeah, go ahead.
Most people who beat off who are heterosexual men beat off to pornography, right? So when they do, they don't want the guy to have a tiny cock because the guy wants to imagine that he has a huge cock, and the guy in the pornography is just a self-insert, right? So often they don't want a guy with a small cock. They're focused on the size of the cock. That would usually indicate that someone is a little bit gay. I mean, but yeah, I guess you're exception, not the rule. So
also, you just proved my point.
Yeah.
I like you better now, Will. Okay.
Well, yeah. The Amazing Atheist does the same thing too. So
I do admit that I'm a weird type of dude. I've got one of those weird brains. I'm creative and shit.
Imagination or whatever. No,
Yeah.
I can dry rub. All right, but I don't prefer it. Just go in.
Now we're getting into too much information now.
I'm just going to put out there. I don't watch pornography.
It's men's health.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Like we just provided some. Like we have NIFB members in the chat, Will, and we all know that they're like in the closet. So now they got images of Knox dick, and maybe this was a good thing for them. Maybe this will help them.
Oh, okay. So Vlad Tepes is proving the point here. He says, I like to see big dick penetrating a woman, but I'm not the least bit attracted to the male form. The fuck you are. You like big dick. Admit it.
Will. See, this is the old Will. This is the old Will. This is the old Will I was scared to take on
he
GBC.
just imagines his dick was that big. You're getting it wrong, Will.
He did warn us. He's taking his meds.
Yeah, there's some prominent people on the internet who can confirm otherwise. So I'm not saying who, but
you need to smoke that a little bit more and get a bigger tolerance, bub.
Yeah, I keep it low. I keep it low on purpose. I've had, if we want to get into stories, I've literally had panic attacks like within frequent succession on this shit that made me throw up and thought I was gonna fucking die. So, but if I manage it,
if I like a fucking 12-year-old, that makes sense.
Right, exactly. Fuck you.
Fucking love legal weed, dude. It's so
Fuck
great.
you and your stupid fucking hat. No, the oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble anyway now that it's on camera. The THC in this is fucking. Fuck it. Go ahead. Come for my job. I hate it anyway.
He's like 12 years old and a Christian. Okay.
This is 80%. So.
Mine is 95.
Not all Christians are that bad though. Why? I'm like.
We just got a delivery service here in Michigan. It just opened up. Like they will bring weed to your door in less than 90 minutes. is fucking
We're-
awesome.
They closed down every shop in my town. The only way to get good green now is to like fucking get it delivered to you.
We're buying mids. We're gonna buy mids on our tour through the Northeast and New England. The reason that we're buying mids though is because we want to see what the sample ratio is for THC quantity by state who has legal recreational. So we're gonna see which shit is the best shit, and we're gonna rank them by state. That's a tier system video that'll be coming out at the end of July. Or no, it'll be August by then. So beginning of August.
All right, guys, we got 13 minutes. So at about 5 minutes till we'll wrap up and do final words and promotions and all that. So keep it up. We got 13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Yeah, I got editing.
I'm honestly
work.
kind of
You gotta
glad we
be on
didn't
time.
totally focus on the NIFB because there's just too much today.
Well, that's what I was saying. I
think you're very awkwardly.
Yeah, well, I think they were just burned
sorry,
out on it.
Aaron.
Like I know, me and Atheist Rationale, we've been nonstop. I'm sure Aaron's chair has been helping Cirrus and doing her video. I mean, you get burned out. Like it was.
I haven't been like
experiencing it,
making
dude.
content, but I've been doing like all this research for like some of the larger creators in Cirrus and stuff, and it's just
Well, I have a video I'm
Yeah.
going to release later tonight.
Like I said, I put it on my Patreon, and so far, doing Cult Bunnies, focusing on Cult Bunnies next week is a thing because I think a lot of people are, I'm getting more views for these, but at the same time, I think that people are just kind of burned out on it. They're ready for this conference to be over, and then we can go to the next phase. But yeah, different content. Let's get a little less serious.
something you gotta take into consideration. Rage is if people are like NIFB members are coming and like hate watching your video. If that might be the cause of like the view increase.
Well, I've got a video coming out soon that me and J-Dubs John, my co-host on Propaganda, we're gonna do. I started my conspiracy series. That's KIN-spiracy, and we're gonna do NIFB because he's an Orthodox Jew, and I thought it might be interesting to get his fucking perspective on the thing. So.
Excuse me. I would like to get his perspective on his religion, but I come on your show and I have fun. He's kind of quiet. Excuse me when I'm on there, but I would like to get his perspective on his religion. I would just be afraid to delve into politics because we would disagree fundamentally, and I'd end up yelling at him, probably kicking him out.
He's kind of a liberal in a lot of ways. I think that he's like sort of a passive Trump supporter where he just thinks he's funny, like we were talking about. I can't remember what stream that was on now, where we were talking about how politics is basically American Idol or whatever. I think that he does like I don't even think he votes. I think that he just thinks it's kind of funny, and I can empathize with that. Where it's like, oh, we got I said this on the first episode of Conspiracy was. It's fucking hilarious that we've got Rodney fucking Dangerfield as our president. And like every time he goes golfing, he's like, if I make this next shot, we're all gonna get laid. And it's like, oh, what crazy thing is Trump gonna say?
How do you even know who Rodney Dangerfield is?
I think I know who he is.
I've seen Caddyshack. And
How could you not know who Roger Dangerfield is?
Like that's my generation shit, dude.
Wasn't he like one of the Satans in like fucking Little Nicky?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he definitely was.
He was Satan, yeah.
Oh, Rodney Dangerfield. I love that dude, man. When I was a kid, that was like my favorite. Well, him and Bobcat Goldthwait were my favorite comedians.
I love old school Adam Sandler movies. They're great.
You know what joke Rodney Dangerfield is famous for?
I get no respect.
Gold jacket, red jacket?
No, take my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
But it's just weird that guy's our fucking president, and it's kind of humorous.
Sam Kinison.
But he's doing shit that even the Republicans should be fucking pissed at, and they're not saying a fucking peep. It's this stupid fucking he calls it silencer ban. It's not a fucking silencer, you dumb shit. It's a fucking suppressor. It's accuracy for distance, or rather, that's the trade-off. It's like this isn't gonna fucking, and the NRA is behind him. And it just goes to show what a fucking joke the NRA is. yeah, this is what I was trying to say is like I've been watching this broad that I mentioned earlier, Deb Delapiani, and she's like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, fuck them all, burn it down. But there's I think she said once before that she's ex-CIA, which I don't buy. I tried to check her fucking credentials and nothing came up. So unless she's using a different name or, what the fuck ever, but
I don't even know who you're talking about, dude.
No, I know you don't, but
Holy shit.
I was talking about de-radicalizing or de-writing or whatever you would call it. Like,
dude, you need to get off the conspiracy theory sources. That's what I tell everybody, man. Just get off the conspiracy theory sources.
Don't listen to Alex Jones.
She's like left wing. She is kind of like left wing, Alex.
I don't care if she's left wing, right wing. If it's conspiracy shit, dude, it's probably just some bullshit. They're just hyping some shit up for views.
And and also fuck Rachel Maddow, because she's almost like left wing Alex Jones, but she's like more conspiracy than entertainment. I think that there's a good chunk of what Alex Jones does that's just Poe shit.
I don't know. The whole collusion thing, the only reason why they didn't get a conviction there was
you just compared Rachel Maddow to
right?
I got 8 minutes and you just fucking compared Rachel Maddow to Alex Jones. I got 8 fucking minutes and you just did that shit.
Russia. Just a whole video of her saying Russia.
Have you read the Mueller report? Because it's a legit thing.
Like, dude, do you what?
I got the whole thing on my phone. It was a fun read, even if it was like.
I have read it myself. I've read the entire thing, and yeah, he colluded with Russia like a motherfucker.
The only reason he couldn't directly be implicated is because they were too stupid to actually follow through.
Yeah, and Mueller could not indict him because of
Congress
DOJ policy. So
isn't there a difference between like successfely doing something and failing to do something? And
they were trying to, and then they helped anyway.
He's an
the most you can say is he tried to. The most you can say really is
and they did. Like, what do you think?
He attempted to collude with Russia and it failed. So therefore there was no collusion.
So the Russians showed up to Trump Tower with information on Hillary Clinton, and then they lied about it, said it was about adoptions, and then when they got caught lying about it, they said, "Oh yeah, it was about information on Hillary Clinton, but we didn't take it." And you believe them?
What? No. When did I say that?
Because I mean, I don't understand anything that you're saying, and I don't got enough time to understand it. I'm about to get offline.
Well, I guess we can talk about it tomorrow, but it's like my issue with this is like this whole investigation was based on the Steele dossier, which was bullshit when it came out, and it's bullshit today.
Why?
What?
You realize that you realize that the only parts of the Steele dossier that has not been verified are the parts that happened in Russia and cannot be verified. Everything else, 85% of that dossier has been verified. 85% of it. Do you realize that the Steele dossier was Oppo research not from Hillary Clinton but from Ted Cruz?
I want to know why he mentioned Pizzagate right now. You know that we have a basement, right?
Dude, like, you are coming with the Sean Hannity narrative, and it will be destroyed on this channel every single time. I just don't got time to do it tonight.
Oh, speaking of Pizzagate, I saw NIFB guys in the chat talking about it today. Seriously, these guys are like big time Alex Jones fans. It's kind of scary.
No, I said Pissgate, not Pizzagate.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
but yeah, we don't have time. Will, you're triggering me, and I got editing work to do. We got 5 minutes, and I want everybody to talk about their channels and parting words to the audience. And I'm really, man, I need to stop hitting this shit. But go.
Wait, before we do this, Tartan Snowflake, knock. They want to know what channel you're moving to next after this.
Say what?
Apparently, they think you're going to go on to another channel. They want to know what channel to go to after this.
Oh no, I'm not going on another channel tonight. I will be on the GDC tomorrow night.
Okay.
But tonight, no, I'm doing some editing work and going to bed.
All right.
I'm about to put together my video where it's my stance on the NIFB very publicly.
Good. I'll be looking forward to that. I need to watch a new one, so I need to catch up. Gotta
I
make
saw
time.
that you messaged me. I'll get back to you after the stream, Aaron.
Real quick, I gotta go real quick. Atheist Rational, before I go, what about you having a conversation with Jill?
See, the whole thing with Jill is he was supposed to debate me on like this channel like a couple of weeks ago, but he never showed up and he bitched out. He's been unblocked. He could come in here and comment at any time. But now I'm finding out.
I still gotta unhide him.
Now I'm finding out that he's like New Independent Fundamental Baptist, and I'm not gonna fucking like, what's the word I'm looking for? Legitimize their arguments. Fuck that. If he wants to respond to me and have a back and forth,
when did he
can make a video, and then I'll come back at him.
When did he say it was NIFB?
It was the other day in this one guy's thing. Now
he didn't really say it, but he's just quoting off the Mesa, whatever the hell it's called. And he's, saying you can't prove that homosexuals are born that way.
It's not just that, actually. He said that like their preaching.
I can't tell if he's just trolling, but it's really hard. It's really hard to tell.
Because we have like 3 minutes.
I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna sign off first and answer some questions simultaneously.
He said, "Who cares? They will have their event." Who cares? They will have their event. The gospel will be preached and people will be saved. You can't stop God, Masa. And that's enough to make me say, no, fuck off.
Okay, so hold on. And I'm gonna sign off and simultaneously answer some questions. And Kennedy, oh yep, there goes Jade Pasick. Rip. Ann Kennedy wants to know who's having a stream after this. I'm not. I saw that she presupposed that I was. My away setup.
It's the stream tomorrow. We were talking about that. It's tomorrow, not tonight.
Yeah, no, they just want to know if there was someone to hop over to.
Yeah, not tonight.
Sir,
tomorrow we'll be on Will's channel.
And then I'm about to do a video.
Yeah, so I'm Will Kincaid, obviously.
Subscribe to Aaron and subscribe to Will. Go ahead, Will. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that stream tomorrow. I'm Will Kincaid, obviously on YouTube. I just dropped the comment in the text chat in case anybody wants to subscribe to me. Probably not, but here's hoping. I do pre-recorded videos. That's Conspiracy, K-I-N-spiracy. Those are just brief little one-topic things that I do off stream with my co-host and sometimes some other guests. We're trying to arrange that. Tomorrow night we should have Cheshire Vic on Propaganda Podcast. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Naka is always welcoming and he's always asking me for the link, so I give it to him. So he should be there at 8. He's going to pre-stream probably with it since he's got some other shit to do. Brett Keane, possibly, a number of other guests, maybe a CIA asset, who fucking knows. Other than that, I got to go to bed because I got to be up early to buy tinfoil for that fucking hat I've got to make for the evening. So, yeah.
All right, Will.
Take care, man.
Take care now. Bye-bye, then.
Yep. Sub to Will. Sub to Aaron's chair.
See you, Will.
You can find her on YouTube, Atheist Rationale. I'm sure you'll get back to content sooner or later.
I've been working on this one video about Marcus Rogers forever, but it deals with a lot of trans issues, and like I feel like I need to consult somebody. So I'm probably going to talk to Callan this weekend and get some like feedback on some of the clips that I have.
If you also need, I can answer some questions.
That would be great. I mean, it's not like I don't have science to like back up what I'm trying to say, because that's how I like to do my videos anyway, but like I just don't want to hit the wrong note and like come off as like somebody like rationality rules.
Well, I
you
can
know what I mean? Even though I
the non-binary spectrum, because I am on that.
That would be great.
I would recommend definitely, like, that's what I'm doing. That's what I decided to do with the homeschooling and child discipline aspects of NIFB. Instead of just responding, I wanted to really research and make sure that I'm correct.
I will get a bunch of links and sources for you.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Go ahead.
That's not the only reason I haven't been making content or whatever. It's also because like I've been dealing with some personal stuff. Like my girlfriend and I broke up, and I have autism, so there's kind of an adjustment period when I move into a new place.
Yeah.
Also, the new IFB thing blew up. I've been trying to ring this bell for like months and months now, and it's finally going on. And most of my time right now is dedicated to like research and like clipping out videos, and that can take a long time. That's most of my day. I'm like 8 hours, and but that doesn't mean you shouldn't sub to me. I'm really close to 1,000. I should have a couple of videos out next week, and I'm the Atheist Rationale. Sorry, Aaron.
That was on me. I'm about to have a video. I am also close to 1,000. I'm excited.
Yeah. You guys, go subscribe and push her over 1,000, because that is a moment to be excited. Like, I'm about to go over 2,000, and I'm like, come on! And you're just sitting there waiting for it. Come on!
I'm so excited. Once I hit over 1,000, I am probably going to like have a little bit. I just recently, I have my Patreon up, and that was something I did pretty early on. But I just recently, in case nobody's aware, I had some personal drama, so I just recently had to get like a whole new PayPal and stuff. People want to do like one-time donations and stuff.
Yeah, I'm still setting up my PayPal shit. That it's difficult for me. I think I'm just an idiot.
I will walk you through it one of these days.
Yeah, it's like I'm waiting on the PayPal card to get here. It's taking forever.
If you do your PayPal through Streamlabs and you're not running yourself as like a private business, it doesn't release your private information, just for the record.
Yeah, I'll have to get information, because I just jumped into it and didn't know shit. So yeah, I think I totally did it wrong. So yeah, but Patreon is fucking awesome. I love that. This one guy, real quick before we go, do you want to plug your channel? You still there?
This one guy?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Yeah, I do a lot. I'm close to 50 subs, so yippee for that. I try to do karaoke. I do poetry readings. I got a new thing called Terrible Music, where I just play random notes on the piano. I do gameplay. I do hangouts. I do a lot of stuff on there. It's a mix, and I'm doing stuff with Richard Manson, going through the book of Revelations.
Wow, you are breaking
out.
Wow,
oh my God.
What is wrong with this one guy?
I watch too much Christian porn, and it's taking up my data.
Well, you are breaking up bad. I'll definitely come on and bring some of my old poetry and do some poems for you.
Sometimes that bubble porn is pretty sexy. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. One atheist, one witch. I almost forgot you. Plug your channel. We just got to watch a little bit of them yesterday. So, what the craft? What's up?
Yep. Well, first I wanted to thank you for featuring us last night, and I'm almost 40, so yes, I need a god lamp for cross stitch.
Wow,
right?
you do not look almost 40.
Yeah, I'm closer to it than I want to admit. We're a brand new channel. We've got 2 videos up right now, and we're doing a series of my first time reading the Bible. The next video on that should be up this weekend. Hubby's supposed to be editing it right now, so yay. And you've doubled our subs. We went from 12 to 24 after that, so thank you so much for that.
One atheist, one witch. Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Are you pagan?
Yes.
You should talk to Callan or the guys from Polyology, and you should get a guest spot on there.
I've been in Ocean's Discord kind of talking some, but not about being on the show. But yeah, I'll definitely check with them about that. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely do that. Yeah, great to have you guys here. I appreciate you guys coming in. We talked a little in IFB, not we got a little bit in, but yeah, I appreciate it. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing something. I'm not sure what. Hopefully I'll get some footage and we'll run something about the protests. But we'll see. 8 o'clock, Will Kincaid, and then the Great Debate Community, Steve McRae's Great Debate Community at 10 o'clock. So check us out. Ben, I'll see you guys tomorrow.